This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Yeah, we got a lot of questions. You know, yesterday, remember everybody was calling in, I got a couple of questions for you. Remember that?
Question
I'm
day.
sick and tired of that, man. We'll ask the goddamn questions, okay? Anyway, it's 10:05 at WIOD. Sound like Uncle Mike was having a real good time down there in the Bahamas, and I have a feeling that the good time is just beginning. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling he's going to really have a hot weekend over there. Anyway, we got 4 hours to kill here today, and then Steve is coming along at 2 now. Do you think Steve has a guest today?
You know,
I'm going to talk about his show yesterday because I listened to a lot of it. Did you?
No.
Man, I am getting so ticked with these old farts.
Really?
Something's got to be done. I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, but something has got to be done. And that Alan Becker, he's on my list now. I used to like him. In fact, I remember when he ran. What did he run for? He ran for a couple of things and always lost. He ran against Larry Smith in the Democratic primary for Congress. Remember many years ago?
Yeah.
First time Larry ran?
It was a while ago.
And, boy, I tell you, thank God that he didn't win, now that I look at it. In fact, I supported him then. I supported Alan Becker because I didn't know Larry too well back then. Oh, Steve's got open phones today, which is great. So we're excited about that. But anyway, Alan is one of the condo attorneys, and of course, caller hit it right on the head. You know, these guys are raking in the bucks, and that's what it's all about. It's not, you know, protecting the law. There's so many laws that aren't enforced and laws that should be off the books, and that one's going to be changed anyway. You know, the law about these adult-only complexes. Did you hear what they were doing in some of the condos? Because the law's going to change this spring. They were sending little forms around to everybody in the mail telling them that when the questionnaire comes to them, that they should put down the age of the oldest person who lives there in the condo. Because the law will require that in condos where not over a certain percentage, 80% are over 55, then they can keep young people out. So in other words, let's get the median age up to 100. And then we can keep all those horrendous young people under the age of, 200 out of the building. That makes me want to puke. I'm sick and tired of that. Nauseated, revolted. And then Henry is going on vacation, he just said, for a week, and Sonny's going to Hawaii. What the hell is going on here? You think these people had been here a while or something, right? We've been here 6 weeks already. We're not going anywhere. All right, that's, I could do a whole show on Steve's show yesterday.
Yeah.
But that would be wrong, right? Would it be wrong?
Yeah, probably. Waste of time?
No, it would not be a waste of time. Any opportunity to rip the old farts is not a waste of time.
Good point.
Disgusting behavior. And this, Steve brought up so many good points, and some of the other people did too. The idea that they can exclude young people, you can discriminate against people because of age, but not because of their race or their religion or anything, that's a lot of malarkey.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, here's the first trickle of mail. Now, do you remember yesterday? There was like this. There was a little tiny trickle of mail, and I kept saying, okay, where's the real mail, okay? And then we got 2 cartons full of mail. Now, I hope that doesn't happen again today, because Fat Rich is not here. You may have to come in and help us open the mail.
Yeah, you
okay?
may.
Is that a deal, Sharon? Okay,
we
look
got
at this.
the Alan Burke picture here, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, you can look at the dean's picture there. It'll make you feel like old times. Now, what is that? Is that another carton? Or is that the one that Rich had?
What is that? Dragging it in.
Oh, that's the food.
That's
my chicken soup.
Yeah,
no, Rick's
that.
S and Deli, by the way, brought food by today. We want to thank them very much for that. And I was good. I looked at it downstairs. They brought stuffed cabbage, which looked incredible. And all kinds of good stuff, but I'm sure Linda at Nutrisystem is listening, and if I went off the thing just a little bit again today, she would say go nuts, So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it a second day in a row. As Don Johnson would say, I'm definitely not going to do that. Oh, look at this. Somebody sent, I don't understand this. There's a check, and there's cash, and there's all kinds of chazarai in here. But anyway, this is just the beginning of opening up the mail, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's give those numbers out, because I'm sure we got a lot of old farts that want to call in today and talk about how terrible it is to have children around, and then we'll do an hour where they can talk about how bad it is to have blacks around and how bad it is to have Jews around and whatever other group that they want to discriminate against and keep out, because they're miserable and nasty and filthy and subhuman and disgusting. And some of the callers, even some of the younger callers yesterday, turned my stomach. Yeah. Well, I can see both sides. If they want to have complexes or they have only certain buildings where people are allowed to have children, that would be fine.
I've lived in
then
those. Yeah,
Huh?
I've lived in those.
Oh, sure.
I've lived in the young building.
But not to have a whole complex.
Right.
And they talk about how kids make noise. I told you about my mother's complex where the guy upstairs, I call him the Elephant Man Jr. because this guy clops and clops and clops. And every time I go over to my mother's, you're sitting there trying to talk or watch TV, and you hear clop, clop. Man, it sounds like the guy is going crazy up there, like he's dropping typewriters on the floor.
I know.
Like he's dropping his fax machine on the floor.
I've heard
Anyway,
that.
It's 10:10 at WIOD, and we'll come back in just a second. Maybe we'll do a whole show on that because I'm so agitated. Hysterical, apoplectic.
You?
Me. Well, you know that's unusual for me. Hey, listen, get yourself a...
Hey, man, did you hear what Tanner did this morning?
It's 10:14 at WIOD. That man is... Who's on vacation?
Tanner.
Tanner is?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder we haven't gotten this $5,000 check yet for Camillus House, but I'm sure it's on the way. Okay, it's 10:14 at WIOD, and, you know, like I said, I could scream and get hysterical. It isn't going to do any good, you're right, because those people aren't going to change. The one good thing is a lot of them are going to die, hopefully very soon. Very soon, like by the end of the show maybe, okay? And I'll be happy to help plant them in the ground. And then we can bring some living and breathing people under the age of maybe like 98. People who aren't on the Willard Scott's Weather on NBC, okay? Those are the people who should be eligible to move to Florida. We got enough old people already, okay? So write to all your grandparents and your great-grandparents. Tell them to stay the hell where they are, all right? Don't bring them down here. Man, I can't stand that. See, what a lot of people do up north, a lot of these middle-aged people, yuppies and younger people, they pack up their parents and grandparents to get them the hell out of the way, and they ship them down here.
I know.
Like in crates, you know, they just ship them here. And then, of course, the first thing they do, just like illegal aliens, they go out and they buy a big car. They go out and buy a battleship. They've never driven. They used to use the subway and the bus and taxis all their life, and they come down here and they buy a battleship.
See, I used to think that was a law. You talk about laws.
Is.
Yeah.
And when they come here, it is a law. And when they come here, it's got to be a Continental or a Cadillac. It's got to be one of those two. Okay, we got a mobile on 5 here. Hello.
Yeah, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
How's BLD doing?
Great.
Okay. Just
Great.
got a horror story to tell you.
Sounded like young Neil there.
I am...
Don't panic now, sir. I know you're a little nervous, but nevertheless.
Well, I'm in traffic right now. A friend of mine is a clothing salesman, and the store that he works for had 9 boxes of brand new clothing. He packaged them up. I went down yesterday to pick them up and take them to Camillus House.
Yeah.
And I asked the owner of the store, you know, where's the clothing I was supposed to pick up? Oh, well, we threw them out. Why did you trash them? Well, you know, us giving that clothing to the homeless is just encouraging it. And,
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's like saying feeding starving people is like encouraging starvation, yeah.
Right, well, it's like that 40-year-old old bag that has ruined Fort Lauderdale. I mean...
Single-handedly, yeah. Susan Martin.
This lady had to be her twin. I am so disgusted with Fort Lauderdale. I've lived here...
It's enough to make you puke, isn't it, sir?
Worse than puke.
I mean, you know, you used to drive down the strip and see all those college students and young people. Now there are a bunch of people on walkers on the strip in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, I am so sick of this place. It's like I'm ready to go get a high colonic.
Okay, hey, listen, that sounds like it'd make an exciting weekend for you, pal.
Great guy.
Could open up a whole new avenue for you, know what I mean?
All right, well, tell the duck to hang in there.
Okay, good luck to you, sir.
All right, bye.
Okay, boy, what a way to start, huh? All right, got a couple of open lines in Dade. People really impatient this morning. We're taking our damn sweet time, okay? When we're ready, we'll let you know. And would you take that picture of Alan Becker and get it off the table already? There's a full-page ad in the Philadelphia Bulletin or whatever that is. What is the paper?
Philly Daily News.
Like I said, the Daily News. And he's just started there a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already got a full-page ad in the paper. Where's our full-page ad? Even in, like, the Weekly News or something. I don't see anything.
The Weekly News.
Well, that would be a start. Okay, that date number is 751 WIOD. That's 751-9463. Probably everybody's congregating at Point East this morning. That's probably why Dade is a little bit slow. When you get out of Point East, then it'll be okay.
I hadn't thought about that.
Boca, hello.
Hey there, boys. It's the Boca Fetch. How you doing?
Okay.
Good.
What do you mean the Boca Kvetch?
That's what you told me to call myself.
Okay.
The Boca Fetch.
Well, that could be anybody in Boca, sir. The Boca Kvetch Jr.
But I'm the real one.
Okay.
Now, I got 2 stories for you. I had a TV accident.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second, okay?
Yeah.
Hold on. Now, are you really mobile here?
Yeah, I'm mobile.
Okay, we'll get back. Wait a minute. Oh, I just cut him off. Are you still there?
Yeah, we're
Okay, I
back.
punched off instead of hold. I almost cut you off, pal. Hold on a minute. Go ahead, sir.
I'm here.
Okay.
Can I talk to you now?
Yeah.
Neil, I got a great idea. I know you don't do requests.
That's correct. And especially not today. Not after hearing that show yesterday.
I can't blame you.
Not after hearing that little 9-year-old harmless girl being, they're getting ready to throw her and those people out on the street.
I can't believe that.
Because they're a bunch of subhuman douchebags, sir.
Goes without saying. But my idea was this. How about if we play requests for those people that send $25 to the Camillus House?
No.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh, I'm glad you do. We're not going to do that. We might do that one day next week. Not today. I don't mean it's not a good idea. We just aren't going to do it today.
We should do it after Christmas.
Okay.
Because that's when people
Well, since you're directing the show now, we'll do it any day you pick. How's that? Whatever day you're in the mood for it, okay?
How about the day after
Even if we hate it, even if we're not in the mood at all, we've got millions of things we want to say. The day that you decide, that's the day we'll do it, okay? Because we're agreeable here.
The 26th?
26th? Monday, the day after Christmas. I don't know if we work that day, do we?
Either.
But if we do, I doubt it. What do you mean we better work that day?
You have to work that. I have to work.
No, I don't have to work that day. I'll work whenever they tell me I have to work, not you.
If I have
Here's
to
another
work
guy
that
who's going
day,
to direct the show now.
All right. Neil, have a great day.
It is a good idea, sir. Just don't take it personally, okay?
I would never take
Have a good day. All right. Now, you're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay? Well, no, I got to do a break here, and I want to...
Come on, you cut me off.
No, wait a minute. I want to give you something to... Listen, I want to give you something to kvetch about, okay?
All right.
Hold on. I'm telling you, I promise, as soon as we come back, I might get you.
I'm fetching in my pants.
I bet you are. Hold on a second. Okay, 20 minutes. You folks missed the really good stuff during the breaks, the really hot stuff. And one of these days, what we'll do is we'll just leave it on.
Yeah.
When we have AM stereo, and we can have the spots playing in one channel and the really good stuff out of the other channel. Boca, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you again. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's me.
Oh, you want to hold on a second?
No, you're running off my phone bill.
It's just a joke. Oh, you didn't... Wait a minute. What do you mean your phone bill? Is this costing you?
Well, yeah, it cost, my time is my money.
Oh, I see. Excuse me. All right.
And I'm an important man.
Well, don't fetch to us, sir.
All right, listen, I had this television accident the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm turning on Wise Guy, and Jerry Lewis is on there.
Yeah, that is an accident. Anytime you see Jerry Lewis, it's a major accident.
But the thing is, he's playing, you know what a rag merchant is?
Yeah, somebody who has a shop on Schmata Row in Hallandale.
Yeah, but he's playing the nutty rag merchant.
Mm-hmm.
And he's stealing your material.
Is he?
Actually said on there, Uncle Nick, have a nice sukkahs. They said it on the air.
Did he really? Yeah, Jerry Lewis. Well, he's run out of material a long time. Since Dean left him, he ran out of material.
I couldn't believe
Since the Dean went to Philadelphia.
I know. I used to live in Philly.
And the Dean was on Wise Guy one time.
Yeah,
Was it? Yeah. Now you see how this fits together.
Jerry
I've always
Lewis
said that, man.
I think
it's like
it's
little pieces in a puzzle. They all fit together.
Well, it's sort of like it's a long way down. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, it is a long way down. You're right.
And real far. And by the way, do you have any secret police? Like Neil Rogers' secret police?
Oh, yeah. They're all over town, man.
Well,
In fact, there are a whole bunch of them at Winmore right now.
Yeah.
No, seriously, they're going to be checking for prints on the sweet and low. They're going to go into every condo, man, and I'm telling you, the punishment is going to be swift and severe.
Well, I think we should start like a Neil Rogers Tauntaun McCoo or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they were tearing down the Zeta 4 sign yesterday on I-95.
Well, you probably haven't heard much about Baby Doc lately, have you?
No.
We got him hidden away right over here. In fact, Henry Burroughs got him in the newsroom, under wraps.
Good. All right, man.
That laugh, I'm telling you, you're getting to sound like Paul Jr. just a little bit.
Wow, what kind of laugh is that?
That was like a
sinister laugh.
Yeah, it was a sinister, contrived laugh.
Yeah.
Save the contrived laughs for the Kane show, okay, sir?
My grandmother listened to the Kane show yesterday. She was very, very upset.
Was she really? What, is she, an old fart, too?
She's old, but she's a great lady, you know?
Yeah, a great old fart.
She still plays baseball with me.
Really?
And she was staying at Century Village. And we were listening to the Kane show, and she was getting very apoplectic.
Yeah, I'll bet she was.
I mean, she said, "You better call up when you go home."
Okay, listen, I think you ran out of material about 3 minutes ago. Okay.
Did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good day. Now listen, the thing of it is, do you remember when I did the show? It was a long time ago with the couple from, was it Tamarack?
Tamarack?
Bonnie. What was their name? The wife's name was Bonnie Pomerantz.
Pomerantz.
Remember?
No.
Oh.
What was it about?
What a douchebag.
I can't.
Bonnie Pomerantz and her husband, and they were being kicked out because they had a baby, and it was in one of these complexes in Tamarack where they weren't supposed to have children. And the thing that really frosted my butt was that the people next door to them had a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom line is the monkey was okay, but the baby was like a threat to these people.
Get it out of here. Get that thing out of here.
So maybe some of those old people are into, like, gorillas and stuff like that.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Couple of years.
Yeah,
well, that thing is still going on, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what happened with them, but they were apoplectic.
Very humane attitude on their part.
Oh, yeah, that's the one thing about the old farts, man. They're so humane and understanding and compassionate and kind. You hear them. There were some who called in on Steve's show yesterday.
You should only drop dead, you bastard.
She was great. I'm not exaggerating. That's what she said.
I'm sorry, I missed
She was
that.
terrific. A real genteel lady, or gentile, one or the other. Wilton Manners, hello.
Good morning, guys.
Yes, sir.
Evidently, you haven't heard about the new South Florida Euphemism Act. It's more of an attitude.
Yeah.
What they're trying to do is get rid of all the college kids.
They already did that, pal.
Okay.
They're long gone. There are a few of them home for holidays, but that's it.
Well, now they're working on the college kids, or the high school kids, and the grade school. If you're under 18, we don't want you.
That's for damn sure.
And these kids realize that. I mean, they get their high school diplomas. They're not even wet, and they're out of this town.
They're not even wet?
Well,
oh, you mean their diplomas?
I see. Yeah, the ink.
I wasn't sure I knew what you were talking about.
I know.
Don't get these old people. They'll have coronaries during the show.
I almost had one.
As far as the attorney yesterday, I do have one question. What is appropriate discrimination?
Whatever the hell he can make money doing, okay, supporting and defending. That Alan Becker, man, and he listens to this show. Alan, you're a schmendrick, okay? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Alan listens to the show?
Alan Becker, because I know him, you know, I mean, from long ago. I think he was on my show many moons ago when I used to do that.
Alan Becker, you're a douchebag.
That is correct. A douchebag, a mung-brain, a subhuman, a heartless, cruel, cold, calculating, money-grabbing. But other than that, he's a pretty good guy.
Right. Never stole a freight train.
He is not a bad guy, but it's just these attorneys. You know, they see those dollar signs and they see these old people, man. It's just like the doctors down here. You know, it's like a game with Medicare.
Yeah.
And they got them coming back every other day. What do you want, Sharon? Oh, he did? I didn't hear the end of the show. Well, don't buy into that, okay? He's still going to go back to his office and he's still going to grab all the money he can for, working for these condos. Don't buy into that. Don't be naive, Sharon.
This tape idea you have for Camillus House is a great idea. Is there a senior citizen discount with the plan?
No, there isn't. Senior citizens, 20% extra.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, have a great day, pal.
You too, guys.
Bye. 1029 at WIOD. I can't believe you don't remember Bonnie Pomerantz.
That was a long time ago, I do. But
and her husband, Rocky, who used to be the police chief on the beach. No, that's not her husband. No, that's not. It's a different Pomerantz.
Yes, that is a different family. I know that family.
Do you?
Yeah. And their daughter, Vicky.
Oh, Vicky. This is fun. I bet the audience is really getting into this. Anybody else?
No, she works for CBS.
How about her sister-in-law, Sadie? Do you know her?
I think Vicky works on the Dan Rather show. Last time I knew.
I'll be damned.
How about that?
What the hell does that have to do with the couple that got kicked out in Tamarack?
I remember it, but very, very foggy
and vague.
Yeah. But I do remember.
Okay, Delray, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
This is the youngest person living in Delray, in High Point.
How old are you, sir? 78?
No, I'm 21, and I'm stuck in High Point at Delray. They're one of the
High Point?
Yeah, they're one of the associations that just passed that law that you have to be like 112 to buy a condo here.
So let me tell you, if they are monitoring and listening to this call, you could be out on the street by the weekend.
I think they're coming towards the house with guns, so I'm going to go in the other room and hide. But I was wondering if I could make a request that you might be interested in. I'm going to leave here around 7 o'clock tonight. I was wondering if you could fly over High Point and drop the A-bomb. And that should take care of it.
No, we're just dropping a small neutron bomb that'll eliminate the people and leave the building.
Well, that'll do it. So that's my request for the day. Take care.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
Bye. It sounded like they were coming to get him. You notice how quick he got off?
Real quick.
Boy, he ran out of here like a bat out of hell. Here's a Lee Fowler report from Jupiter, which is right next to Uranus. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm becoming a chronic, but I can't do anything about it.
That's okay. We need a chronic in Jupiter.
Huh?
I said we need a chronic in Jupiter.
Well, I've called you from, I'm a salesman. I'm out on the road all the time. I don't get to call when I'd like to, but often enough. Listen, last night, Fowler comes on, and he plays this cart, and it starts out, "This is Lee Fowler." And then you hear the eggs crack.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Now, wait a minute. Now he's gone too far, okay?
Can you believe it?
Now the man has gone too far. It's one thing when he rips off all your other material, but when he's starting to do little shticklach and rip those off, that's too much.
Now, didn't you start that back at INZ?
That was Caprita's idea. Yeah, he's the one that done Zeta. He's the one that put all those together. Got a whole bunch of those in Spanish and English and Ukrainian.
I thought that was back at INZ.
Almost.
Pretty close.
Yeah, well, there are some living and breathing people up here and in Palm Beach.
Well,
yeah, sure.
No, really?
Easy for you to say.
Yeah,
maybe if you got a search party together, you could find 10, okay?
Well, I don't think so.
Just
but
don't
anyway,
overreact.
keep it up. I mean,
keep it up,
job.
Easy for you to say, pal. Okay, have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so to speak. Boy, all these people, they're little cute double entendre this morning. You know what I'm talking about? Getting ready for an exciting weekend. Boy, they're dreaming. We got a line open in Palm Beach, 655 WIOD.
Lee can call on that line, and
Lee is calling next week. Okay.
I thought he should defend himself.
No, he needs the whole weekend to create some more BS so that he has a real good thing for it. And not only that, Steve's not in the building. Have you noticed this incestuous relationship that we can only speak to Lee when Steve is the mediary?
Yes,
right?
Exactly. Middleman.
Well, they have a word for that. When Steve acts as the intermediary. Okay, we got a Tom Jicka and Christmas card report from Boca. Hello.
Okay, first, that Christmas card thing you read yesterday about that kid with the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah.
It's a hoax. Story from the Associated Press Thursday saying that it's a hoax. It started out with someone in England, and it just got out of control, and there's no substance to it.
Really?
Yes, sir. I'll send in the article if you want to see it.
Okay, well, I won't read it again.
Okay.
But it did sound, it was a real heart-rending thing, you know?
Well, that's the point. And the other thing is, Jicka's got a job.
I know that.
Oh, okay. That's it, then.
Fort Lauderdale News, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And Bill
the Sun
Kelly's
Sentinel
leaving.
to you.
Right.
And Bill Kelly is leaving, which we told this on the air at least 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. See, it kind of cancels out. You had one, thing to contribute, and the other one is terminal, so it evens out.
Okay.
Like a big zero, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. So you've gotten all this money for Camillus House from all these celebrities. Have you gotten anything from Russ Oasis yet?
Not yet, but we're waiting. I'm sure Russ is going to come up with a big one.
I thought he would, send in $2,000.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And Don Cox, too. $5,000. That's it.
Okay.
Excellent thinking, pal.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have
adios.
a good day.
You too.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be great?
Okay.
And then we'll scream about it, too. If Russ or Don Cox will send in a check for the Camillus House, we will not only announce it on the air, we'll scream it.
We have to scream?
Yeah, and we'll use that Western Pennsylvania dollar instead of dollars.
Do that.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Trust me. Anyway, it's unusual for me to scream on a show, but...
But
nevertheless...
Yeah, we can make an exception.
Maybe just a little practice session, okay? Okay. All right, 10:34. Henry Barrow, who's going on vacation next week. We hope Henry has a wonderful time, but not too good because we have to be here.
Yeah.
And he's got a little news update, and we'll come back on 610 WIOD.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. This here is the King. I know I haven't been around much for a while, but I want y'all to know that up here in rock and roll heaven, I'll be thinking of you this Christmas. I'd like to give y'all a special Christmas message. A message of peace. Like, how about a little piece of that pie going by? Thank you. Thank you very much. Like I was saying, Christmas is a time of hope, a time of joy, a time for loving. And I sure would love a big slice of that feature you got there. Okay, what we watch? No, what is that? Oh yeah, Christmas. Now Christmas to me means family. And family means friends. And friends means getting together. And getting together means eating. Oh, pass me that drumstick, would you please? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I just want to say to you right now, you know, I may be a big star, maybe too big. But ain't nobody so big you can't reach out a helping hand. A hand. Would you hand me a helping of those mashed potatoes over there, would you please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, like I was saying, ain't nobody so big you can't stoop to help a friend in need over the holiday season. Now, speaking of season, you want to pass me that salt sugar when you get the chance? Thank you. Yeah, just unscrew the cover. That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this Christmas, why don't y'all take a tip from old Elvis? No, leave those steak tips right where they are. You know what I mean? No, I appreciate it. Thank you. I want you to remember, we're all part of God's great big family. And you know God made man unto his own image. And look in the mirror, I'd have to say God must be a big, big son of a gun. You know what I mean? I think you do. But I especially want y'all to remember this one last thing. When you're all at home this Christmas, stringing that popcorn up on the tree, save a big, big bowl for the king. Extra butter, know what I mean? I think you do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's okay, Elvis. 10:40, 20 till 11 at WIOD. We have a wonderful call from South Beach on 1. Hello.
Yes, I am. Hey, Brother Bird. I like to hear you laughing.
Yeah.
And the doctors told me I was in the hospital, veteran hospital, and they cut off the wrong leg, see? And they told me the way to not to worry about is to laugh.
To laugh.
Huh?
Yeah, to laugh.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
They said, that's right.
Hey, listen, it could have been worse, sir. They could have cut off something else, okay?
Yeah, they could. They messed that up, too.
Did they really? Yeah.
And it didn't work for a while. And so I'm saying, laugh, man. That's healthy for you. And, Neil, I enjoy those songs and things you have.
Well, that's great.
I have them on the tape recorder right here. Every time you're ready to play one, I'm clicking.
Okay.
It just keeps me going. Thank you, man.
Okay, well, Dr. Votz is going to straighten you out, pal. Okay, you have a go. There he goes, man. Wow. Cut off the wrong leg.
Good Lord.
No big deal.
He laughed.
Hey, a little mistake, you know. Anyway, we have an open line in Palm Beach, 655-WIOD. Don't get me started on doctors, okay? Because, boy, lawyers are bad, but at least most of the time, they don't kill you.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But doctors, that's another story. I mean, most of them, I would say about 80% of doctors haven't got any idea, what the hell is going on.
No.
All they know is that they got a revolving door. They keep sticking their head out to make sure that there's somebody in every one of those little cubicles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what it's all about.
And they make sure you give them a check.
And they write a lot of those prescriptions, man, because those detail men come in. Now they got detail women. Have you noticed that? There are women, attractive young ladies who come in and peddle those pills. And, of course, they have some extra things to offer the doctor, I guess, right?
I guess.
Yeah, some extra little goodies on the side to make sure that they write lots and lots of those prescriptions for good things like Feldine. Miami, hello.
Yeah, Neil, just to let you know, two quick things. First, I have my contribution to Camillus House in the mail.
Thank you.
And I'll be looking forward to that tape. The other thing I wanted to tell you is a true story. I beat the horses for a few dollars and decided to celebrate at my favorite watering hole. I walked in, and there were four guys at the end of the bar, and there was this one blue hair sitting just a couple of stools down from where I was going to sit, and she looked out of place in the joint, but like I said, I won a few dollars, and I called Barry, the bartender, over. I said, Barry, give everybody in the place a drink on me, have one yourself, and do me a favor, even give this old douchebag here a drink. Well, Barry comes over, and he says, Bill, please. He says, I'm a Neil Rogers fan, too, but you can't say that in here. This is ladies and gentlemen. I said, all right, give this old lady a drink. So Barry said, okay, ma'am, this fellow wants to buy you a drink. What would you like? She said, vinegar and water.
No.
Yeah, you were right.
True story.
Yeah. She probably was Alan Massingale's grandmother.
Probably.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Bye.
As Lee Fowler would say. I don't want to keep stealing Lee's lines, you know. That Lee Fowler, we got another Fowler report on 7. Hello.
Hi. Guess who he had on yesterday as a guest?
How many guesses do we get? Now, is it somebody that Steve had on in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
It wasn't Nadine the Space Queen again, was it?
No.
Okay.
It was the
Wait a minute. Don't tell. Who?
Mr. X, the conservative Mr. X.
Oh, no. Yeah, put the microphone down on the table.
fall.
I'm gonna blow my brains out on the air today at high noon, okay?
Oh, and this time...
You've got to be kidding me.
No, and you know what they were talking about? Now we know why Mr. X is the way he is. He rides a motorcycle without a helmet.
Yeah.
That's what they were talking about.
And can't chew gum at the same time.
That's it. But I thought you'd love to know that.
So you do understand that Mr. X and Lee Fowler are part of this male bondage team that with Steve. You do understand that, don't you? When they hang out together and everything, it's like they're all glued together at the hip.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm serious. Of course, I don't know what they do beside that, but boy, there's something really bizarre going on there.
That'll make the old turkey
But
come
Mr.
back
X, you know, isn't this incredible? Talk about these chronic guests. The only thing worse than a chronic caller, because you can hang up on a chronic caller, is a chronic guest. People who are compulsive, who just have to get that fix.
They're like bad Mexican food. They just keep coming back.
That is correct.
Can I ask you to confirm a rumor for me? I understand that Alice, of course, is going to Europe on vacation.
I don't know anything about
at Christmas. I understand that when he took his dog into the...
Oh, now, sir. Be kind.
I am. I'm trying.
No, you're going to say something terrible.
No,
I just have a feeling in the pit of my stomach, and Al will get emotional again, and his mother will call him on the phone in tears. Don't do it, sir, please.
Serves him right, huh? Listen, he was taking his dog into the kennel yesterday to drop it off, and he was walking in behind a man with a litter of Dobermans to have their ears trimmed. I understand they grabbed Al and took him in there. Is that true?
To have his ears trimmed?
Well, you've seen those suckers.
No, he don't have... he's got fairly large ears, but not like Dumbo.
Well, I heard that Disney's after him for the next movie.
Oh, you're cruel, sir. You're nasty and cruel.
But it's kind to be
And
cruel.
his mother is in tears now as we speak.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm a bad person.
You really are, but at least you admit it. That's good. That's a good start. That's excellent beginning for therapy for you, sir.
I'm going to go whip myself right now.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Did he say he's going to go whip himself? I can't...
She's the high priest of TV news.
Bishop.
All right, the high bishop of TV news. She's anchor with a whip. That steady gaze, that imposing figure, that frightening laugh. It must be anchor with a whip. You swear she was wearing leather.
I do wear leather. It's below the desk.
Well, what do you know? Anchor with a whip. Be an eyewitness to what really goes on in the newsroom. Anchor with a whip. Rated R.
I do wear leather. It's below the desk.
Now, from the Channel 10 Eyewitness News. All right, get set to cue, Ann. Hey, where's Ann going? What's she doing with that machine gun? Oh, my God, quick, camera to the white.
She was fed up with reading one story after another about drugs and violence. Now she wants to right the wrongs and rewrite the news in Ann Bow, starring Ann Bishop.
Don't kill me, please. I'll see you tonight at 5, 6, and 11. Gone.
Ann Bow. She took the news into her own hands.
What are you going to do with me? When I get through with you, there won't be enough of you left to make a good toupee for Don Knoll.
Starring Ann Bishop. Also starring Carl Weathers as Dwight Lauderdale. And Don Knotts as Don Knoll.
There's a stationary front over the Midwest.
Ann Bow. She rewrote the news. Ann Bow. Coming soon.
Okay, I had to play those two back-to-back because they just fit so well, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is in another Fowler report. We did that. Okay, boy, I panicked.
Thank God.
Because I think we could have his whole audience call in by the end of the show. We've already had 2 or 3, and we get another 3 or 4 calls. That could be it. Okay, Lee, it's just a joke, Lee. You know what I'm saying? As what's his name would say. That's how soon they forget.
Oh, Jay Michaels.
Jay Michaels would say, it's just a joke.
That Jay.
And every time he said it, he was talking about that show. How come we haven't heard from Dr. Votz yet, boy? That'll make my week. Because it is Friday.
Yesterday, or was that a
That wasn't
joke?
the real Dr. Votz,
It
was
was
it?
Dr. Votz Jr.?
Yeah, that was Votz Jr. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
And good morning to you too, Bert.
Oh, okay. Be careful now.
That was kind of like an afterthought.
I know.
Yeah, well, I like Neil. I'm a first-time caller, by the way, Neil.
Great.
And I started listening to your show by
That and 40 cents will get you a real watery cup of coffee.
Well, by accident, I started listening to your show. I was tuning in on my clock radio, my alarm radio, to the AM Dolphin game since I've been blacked out so many times this year. And it started going off in the middle of your show to wake me up in the morning. I work late at night. And I find you to be very intelligent and quick, but I can't say the same about your co-host here, Bert. It reminds me of like a watered-down, drugged version of Ed McMahon. But at any point, I was wondering...
Will you hang up on this guy?
Don't hang
This
up
is
on me.
just
I knew you were going to
atrocious.
say that, Bert, and I was hoping I wouldn't get hanged up on.
No, at least he's trying to be creative. Come on, he didn't just say you were a jerk or something. He's creative. He's getting testy, sir. He's getting hostile.
He's slow. I don't know. He seems to me to be like not all there sometimes.
Well, that is true. He's not all here sometimes. Sometimes he's fantasizing about being someplace else.
I think Neil can do better.
Like at this moment, like any place else.
But anyway, I wanted to ask you something about AM Talk.
This is really
About what?
unnecessary.
AM Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to talk all over you.
Go ahead.
It seems to me that on every show
Just to bother you.
Every show I tune into,
Just to bug you.
it sounds like the radio
Just
stations
upset you.
spend more time knocking each other's radio stations.
That's right. That's because that's what the audience wants. We have a bunch of sadists here, sir. This is a big S&M town.
I think you deserve your
Our customers deserve that.
Yeah.
And I think you're capable of giving them.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this to you, sir. I hope your second call is a lot more constructive and better than this one. Okay? It's his first call ever. He's ripping you and he's critiquing the show. We don't need any more program directors. Okay, sir. We've already got one, and he's brain dead.
What I
so
want
just
to say
cut the
to you,
crap.
sir, Neil would have to dump.
Really? That hostile.
He upset me. It was so unnecessary. What a way to... It's Friday.
Okay, we have an open line in Boca at 278-9463. That's 278-WIOD.
Sure.
And we'll come back right after this.
This is the real Barbara Carpetman.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our hands right now something so shocking.
What a day.
Is this incredible? Now, this is going to make up... Well, wait a minute. Let's talk to Dr. Votz. It is Dr. Votz. What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who single-handedly destroyed the J. Michaels show, although he didn't need a lot of help, but this man put him right over the top.
Well, me and the J. Michael, we're going to...
Okay, good call. Now, listen, we have, and I want to thank Stephen in Miami, who evidently has the original, so he can make all the copies we want, okay? We have, this is, you talk about mail coming in this place. We will send to you as our very own Christmas gift. It's probably going to be late because it's already the 16th. Yeah. But all you got to do is send us, we'll even let them spring for the envelopes here, okay? They got more money than God in this damn place. Just send us a request, a postcard or a letter, and we will send you, as a holiday gift from WIOD, your very own Boone in the Box. Look at this. Is this incredible or what?
You talk about the old days.
Now, this is a picture of a young Pat Boone. This is when he was in college. The College of Musical Knowledge or something like that. And he has a small cardboard box through which he is sticking... Well, you'll have to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And this is from Hustler Magazine, okay? So it's kosher. You know, I mean, anybody who wants it certainly is entitled to it because it's already, it's out there. Is this incredible? I never thought we would see the old Boone in the Box again. Now, I will suggest to you, those of you who don't have real good vision, you probably need one of those magnifying things you buy in the drugstore. You know, one of those reading, you know what I'm talking about.
The Mount Palomar telescope.
Yeah, the Mount Palomar telescope Junior. Yeah. You'll have to see exactly what it is. I mean, what you see, I guess, is what you get.
It'll make
or
you
what
laugh.
Shirley Foley gets, or something like that.
It'll make you smile.
It'll give you a chuckle for the holidays. Okay.
Yeah.
So just send all your requests. This is serious now. This is going to be it will set you free. And when you look at this and you think of Pat, you know, on TV doing his pseudo-religious goody two-shoes, all of that other crap, you know. I am not a thief or whatever.
It'll make you think
it'll make you really think. It'll make you ponder the situation, as Casey would say. It'll be so ponderous that you'll just fall on the floor in laughter.
You'll think of Debbie, too.
Debbie Boone, yeah. You light up my life. She'll be singing as you look at the old Boone in the Box. And look, the expression on his face is what always got me. Look at it as if, oh, look what I found, you know. It's not much, but it's the best I can do. Holy Toledo, Pat. So anyway,
what a day.
If you'd like one, just send us your name and address on a card or in a letter and send it to Boone in the Box. And we won't even ask. I could do another Camillus House thing on this, but this is too important, okay? Because we want people, even schleppers who can't afford to send donation, to have these too for their own personal collection. This could be worth a lot of dough someday. And just send to Boone in the Box, Care of Neil Rogers, WIOD, Miami 33141. Now, have you guys ever seen this before?
You can't see it from in there.
I'll actually give you one if Nick will make the effort. He's not going to get up out of the chair. You got to see this. Trust me.
It's worth getting up.
He's not going to get up.
Yeah.
Okay. He's afraid to look. Believe me, it's nothing you haven't seen before. Okay.
Nothing to be afraid of.
It's pretty hysterical. Anyway, that's Boone in the Box, care of Neil Rogers, WIOD, Miami 33141. Another reason I'm happy to do this is I want to have so much mail coming in here that they get a hernia out front just having to lift the boxes.
Yeah, we got to outdo the dean.
Now, this is a great call. Here's somebody who's an April Wortham Lips fan.
Yeah, remember a couple of weeks ago you guys were talking about USA Today, and I guess they had some contest and picked the best lips.
Yeah, that's right.
I had the luxury of seeing April Wortham once, and I think she has the most luscious looking.
Oh, you mean Hot Lips Wortham, yeah.
Her voice just gets, I think, every man in South Florida going in her lips.
Really?
I think she should have been #1 in the USA Today list.
It's pretty obvious. Doesn't take much for you, pal, right?
Well, I mean, you've seen her. You tell the people. She's gorgeous.
She really is.
Yeah,
She's a very attractive, super wonderful lady. That's true.
And she's got that voice. She should be on some of those phone lines, those fantasy lines.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to send Arlene Ross over to your house right now to fill in, okay?
No, we don't want Arlene. We've seen Arlene.
Okay. Like I said, if you find Mount Rushmore in your living room, you'll understand.
Hey, Duck, one thing.
That was cute. That was excellent.
It was cute.
Okay, we have an open line in Broward where we just hung up, or in Dade, I'm sorry, 751-9463, 751-WIOD. Don't forget now, Boone in the Box, WIOD, Miami 33141. It'll be one of the most shocking, I guess, is the word we're looking for. Okay, Hot Lips Barrow is standing by with the 11 o'clock news, and we'll come back with hour number 2 at 11:05.
655 and 278 WIOD in the Palm Beaches. Other areas may call collect. The opinions expressed by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily those of the station. Now, here's Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
Way down south, past Hackensack, there's a town called Tamarack where you live. On a cul-de-sac and kvetch about the going next door. They all drive for half a mile and they wear that Gucci smile and they stand in line a while waiting on the early bird. Leave Manhattan, the Bronx and Queens, Staten Island too. Leave the Brooklyn City, take the tunnel and don't look back. Down the Jersey Turnpike to Tamarack, stroll the malls and the sidewalk sales. Perm your hair as you wrap your nails. Tell your friends you're going to Bloomingdale's and they won't be far behind. The Bronx and Queens, Staten Island too. Leave the Brooklyn City, take the Toronto, and don't look back. Down the Jersey Turnpike to Tamarack, stroll the malls and the sidewalk sales. Perm your hair as you wrap your nails. Tell your friends you're going to Bloomingdale's and they won't be far behind. Way down south, past Hackensack, there's a town called Tamarack where you live. On a cul-de-sac and kvetch about the going next door. Way down south, past Hackensack, there's a town called Tamarack. Way down south, past Hackensack, there's a town called Tamarack. Way down south, past Hackensack.
It's 11:07 at WIOD. Fernando Benes of Universal National Bank is offering 3 branches as drop-off locations for things for Camillus House, clothing and food and stuff like that. Are you following me? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, you're eating. Excuse me.
I'm listening to every word.
Okay, Universal National Bank. They're at 177th and Biscayne, 125th Street east of Biscayne, and 117 Northeast 1st Avenue in downtown Miami. So if you've got any goodies that you want to drop off and you're in those areas, Universal National Bank has agreed to pick them up and deliver them, and we appreciate that. Or, I mean, be collecting places and deliver them over to Camillus House. Okay, we got a couple of Palm Beach lines open. In Boca, 278 WIOD. What am I saying? We got a couple open. That's all we got is a couple. And 655 WIOD.
They're always open.
And we want to thank our friends at Rick's Essen Deli.
Yes.
For the matzo ball soup and the stuffed cabbage, which you are eating and I'm looking at, but I'm not touching. And what else is in there? There's all kinds of good stuff.
Find out as we go through.
Yeah, as you go through.
As I go through.
Okay, moving right along. Let's go to Miramar. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
I think what you're doing for the Camillus House is great, and it should help a lot of people. I sent my check out last week. I got a favor to ask. A suggestion.
Uh-oh.
Do I I sound like I'm begging?
Yeah. You sound like you're dehumanizing yourself.
one more thing before I tell you. I was listening to...
Yeah, do a little more tinkling, then we might...
okay, listen, I was...
Because it's pretty obvious, the game plan of this call, you know what I mean?
No, I just want to tell you, I think... anyway, I called Zeta, all right? And
Who?
Zeta.
Oh, yeah, I remember them.
No, because there's nobody to listen to, like, from 8 to 10 when I'm driving to work. And how many people are, like, on that show now?
47.
I really... You can't understand. I hear Dave every once in a while, you know? But there's like 10 people, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about ever.
Well, each one of them is going to get a tenth of the point in the next book, so you add that up, and it's going to be exciting.
Okay. Now, here's where I need a favor.
Why don't we get to it? What do you really want?
Okay.
Let's cut out all the preliminaries and get right down to it. You want something, you're demanding it,
No,
you're putting
I'm not
on a good
demanding.
song and a dance for us.
I am flying, and you're not going to like this, I'm flying to Newark, New Jersey.
No, you're the one who ain't going to like it, not me.
I know I'm not going to
You
like
out of your mind?
But, yeah, I'm out of my mind. But what I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, is that I have a tape of most of your, the plays you play.
Yeah.
The one I'm missing, and I got a cousin who walks around talking to himself. And I want
Oh, brother, this guy's he's going to Newark. He's got a cousin who talks to himself. He's got more problems than Carter's got pills.
Yeah, but what I need, and I wish you would do it for me.
You better be nice to us, sir. We'll have Ann Bishop whip you into shape.
Okay, what
do you want?
Is Elvis is everywhere. Could you please play
Today?
that?
No, I don't have it here.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
I don't have it here. It's on CD. It's in my house. Would you like me to go home and get it?
God, can you call
It'll
Dave
only
and
take
ask
about
him to
40
play it
minutes
over
each
the phone
way.
or what?
What?
Can you call
Yeah,
Dave?
I'm going to call up home and say, hey, get out of bed and go find Elvis is everywhere and play it on the phone.
God. Okay, buddy. Hey, how about one more for me then? Michael Jackson is the toll booth trying to get change?
No, that's an ACN thing.
All right. Well, then I'm out of tune.
You're out of tune, but have a wonderful life, pal. Boy,
Good
talk about a constructive
Lord.
call. That was excellent. That was super. Okay, we have an open line in Broward where that mung brain just disappeared. 524-WIOD. We want you. It's 11:16 at WIOD. We got a mobile in Delray. Boy, that line 7 today has been really active, you know it? Excuse me, I realize you're on your 4th course now. What the hell are you doing, man? This guy's eating stuffed cabbage and knishes and very quietly just sucking up tons of food over here. I
didn't think you
Tons!
noticed.
No, I can't notice. What were we doing? Oh, mobile in Delray.
Mobile.
Hello.
Mobile.
Are they gone? Yeah, a bunch of cheap douchebags in Delray. Like I told you, that line is as dead as a doornail. Okay, we got an open line in Dade, 751-WIOD, Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am I on the air?
It sure sounds like it to me.
All right. Well, listen, 2 things. I listened to a song on your radio about 3 weeks ago, and it was one of the funniest songs I've ever heard. It had to do with candy bars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that song?
Candy wrapper.
Candy Wrapper.
Yeah.
Who's the artist?
Sticky Fingers.
Candy Wrapper, that figures.
Yeah.
Okay. I was driving to work today, and I saw a billboard on South Dixie Highway on 144th Street. It went up about 3 weeks ago. It has your name on it. It's from Zeta 4, and it's advertising you for that radio station.
What do you mean it went up about 3 weeks ago? They're not putting new, they can't be putting new ones up for
Well,
me.
you know, I live in the area, and I go that way every day to work, and I'm telling you, it's up there. It's advertising you for...
Well, we haven't been there for 7 weeks now. How is that possible?
Pardon me?
We haven't been there for 7 weeks.
Well, check it out. 144th Street and South Dixie Highway. One last thing. I got a message from my lovely wife. She was a double douchebag last night. Neil, thanks a lot. Hey, if you
Okay.
could play that song for me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
See you later.
Good luck to you, sir.
Sounded almost like a request.
Yeah. Let me make it very clear again, okay? Because this request thing is really ponderous. I mean, so ponderous. And not only that, the audience doesn't want to hear that. It's not an interesting call. I mean, we don't expect the calls to be interesting, but at least marginal, borderline. Okay? But that just, it's like terminal. It's like listening to that Mark Denver on Waxy FM.
That bad?
Well,
Is it
pretty
that
close,
bad?
yeah, when he does that music for lovers.
God.
When he sounds like he's, doing some voyeuristic, grotesque thing on the air, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I just am not into that. It's boring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and tell him I love him very, very much.
Play the damn record already, okay? We don't want to hear that. And it's the same with this. Like I said, we'll play it when we get around to it. Because you know what they say, what goeth around. I am so excited about, boy, Fat Rich is going to have to come in here every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know that? Because somebody's going to have to handle this. Or unless, of course, you wanted to deal with it.
No thanks.
You're sure?
I had my time.
It would be just like old times again.
Well, I'll pass.
Are you positive?
Yeah. Yes, I am, as a matter of fact.
You'll be sorry.
I will?
Well, listen, sending these out gives you a certain sense of accomplishment of having done something tremendous for mankind.
Well, I've already sent out thousands of
course,
them.
these were in those sillier college days, you know. You know how everybody is when they go to college. They get a little like Alan. Okay, let's go to a mobile in Palm Beach. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, we're those douchebags that hung up on you.
You're what?
We were those douchebags in Delray that hung up on you.
Well, I can see why, sir. This line sounds like you're calling from Jupiter or Uranus.
We're in West Bob. We're near Century Village.
Well, that explains it. Well, what a call, huh? Okay, our turn to hang up on him. When you get a car phone that works, sir, call us back, okay? Don't expect me to put that crap on the air, all right? That sounds like garbage. Get a phone that works. He must have one of those he got at Kmart. One of those car phones for about $7.95.
Sounded
that you have to put together and operates on 2 AA batteries. Sunrise, hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Listen, I can sympathize with that other guy who called in earlier from the VA who had his leg taken off mistakenly.
Yeah.
I had another friend who had the wrong leg taken off at the VA.
Well, you ought to get them together.
Oh, really? Well, and what happened, of course, they had to do the right leg anyway. And, you know, he couldn't sue the VA?
Really?
He didn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh, that's cute.
Also, I want to agree with that other guy. I'm finally taking a vacation day.
What do you do? Are you the new guy that replaced Ron Hersey, sir? Do you write material for Sonny Fox?
No, we don't even know these other stations.
Okay.
That other guy with the candy wrapper.
Yeah.
I'm home on vacation. I got my recorder queued up, so if you can get it in the...
Well, I have an even better idea for you. I have an even better idea. Why not send me a $20 check for Camillus House, and you can have your own cassette with all kinds of stuff on it, including that.
Well, I have donated to Camillus.
Yeah, well, why not do it again?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Now, see, doesn't that solve the problem?
Shut him up.
Yeah.
Real quick.
No, in fact, I think I'm going to hold back on some of that stuff for a while until this tape thing. No, that would be a great idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because that would be an extra incentive for a lot of these people to come up with that $20. You know,
like
see, when you can get it for free, why should you donate $20 to people who are out on the streets starving?
That's right.
You know, in the news, every night on local TV, within the first 5 minutes, on every channel, there is another story about the plight of the homeless, okay?
Right.
And it's a serious problem all over the country, and in this community, we've got lots and lots of people out there living on the streets, eating out of garbage cans.
Big story these days.
Major story.
Yeah, it is.
So if you want that record and a whole bunch of the other stuff, the I-95 record, a whole slew of stuff, 45 minutes worth, just send us a 90-minute cassette with a check for $20 or more made out to Camillus House, and stamped self-addressed envelope we would appreciate, and we'll send it to you. How do you like that?
How do you like that?
Excellent.
And you did say 20
Instead of
or
calling
more.
in with these chronic requests, and you notice how they like to sneak it in every which way, man. I am getting it is so ponderous, I'm ready to puke.
See, at first I liked the creativity, the way they did it different ways.
Yeah.
But now it's
getting real, it's like a rip-off. It's kind of like Lee Fowler. So anyway, mail it to Camillus House, care of Neil Rogers, WIOD Miami 33141. That's WIOD Miami 33141. It's 22 past 11, and our good friends over at Toyota of Hollywood, Toyota of Holiday, that would be pretty cute, would like to brighten up your holiday. Boy, I'm having troubles today. I don't know what it is. Must be because it's Friday. But anyway, they'd like to brighten it up with an incredible deal on one of those exciting, flashy, sporty new
WIOD.
This is the most disgusting program. I urge everyone to complain to this station.
24 past 11 at WIOD. Steve with open phones this afternoon. Sports Talk. I think Hank is on tonight, if my memory is correct, on Fridays.
Yeah, I think so.
And, of course, the Dolphins are going to wrap out an incredible season with another big win this weekend.
It's not the last game, is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
For them, yeah.
Boy.
Not for everybody, but for us, trust me.
Gee, if you wait long enough. Who are they playing this weekend?
Piper High.
Well, good luck to them.
And they're 2-point underdogs, by the way.
Well, best
now,
of
listen,
luck.
speaking of Piper High, you know, CBS really,
I saw
really
that on the
just
news
frosts
last
my
night.
butt,
Yeah.
you know, because
Big
we talked
story.
about it yesterday briefly, and you know, it's not a big thing.
It is.
And by the way, those kids at KPX, they have terminal zits.
Yes,
okay?
they do. Just
Did
like
you see
said.
that?
Yes, I did. Just
See,
like
all
you
these
said.
pimply-faced little kids who want to get into broadcasting, okay? Forget it. Don't you understand? I've been telling you for a long time, go do an honest job somewhere. Go get into some field of endeavor where you don't have to become totally frustrated and dehumanized and tortured and wind up out on the street with no job for 2-3 years at a time, forget it. This is the worst.
Yeah.
In fact, go rent one of those little soubrette hot dog carts, okay? Much better business, much more profitable, and you can be your own boss, okay? And if you have a nasty customer, you pull out one of the hot dogs and say, stick it where the moon don't shine, okay? But not this. But anyway, they got those pimply-faced kids over at KPX, and I was going to start to disagree with CBS because Channel 6 up by me there in Plantation, you can't, it comes in so bad even on the cable, it's a joke.
I can't believe
It's got all these specks and lines and dots and popping and puking. It's horrendous.
I keep telling you, you are going to watch CBS from Palm Beach.
And so the bottom line I'm trying to make is that here they're trying to jump all over KPX. There have been no complaints from anybody to the FCC that it's interfering with Channel 6's signal, but now they're trying to get him off the air. But as I think about it, you know, as it sinks in, if they don't get rid of some of those pimply-faced kids, I'm going to join CBS and do everything I can.
Now, didn't you hear in the story...
That's just a joke, by the way.
...that CBS made an offer to Piper, a compromise, and
really?
they turned it down? That would have
Yeah,
kept
but
the
they were going to
station
send
on
him
the
a couple of cases of acne statin. That's not going to do it.
I thought it was a great idea.
See, acne statin, you know who used to peddle that?
No.
You remember the scandal about that?
No.
It was Pat and his daughter Debbie.
Yikes, it was. That's
and the bottom
right.
line was... They never had a pimple even on their butt.
That's right.
That whole family has got skin like a baby. And judging other things like a baby, too, from this Boone in the Box picture. But, and so they made him stop it because they were giving phony endorsements.
That's right. I remember that now. That was years ago. Boy, you got a memory today.
Yeah, Pat Boone. He would come on and say, hey, just rub a little bit of this in it. And, of course, we don't know what he was where. But let's get serious, Pat, okay? Give it a rest. Payphone in Miami. Hello.
Nice.
Yeah. On a payphone they hung up? That's a real jackass, you know? It's somebody who'd call from a... Hello?
Hello?
Like I said. Are you on a payphone?
Yeah.
Well, how come you're not speaking?
Oh.
What are you doing? Huh?
What?
I was arguing with this blue hair.
Oh, okay.
She wants to use the phone.
Tell her to drop dead.
Drop dead.
Okay. Okay.
Uncle Neil.
Yeah. You're not on a payphone.
I am.
Where?
At the mall.
It must be the Diplomat Mall, man, because it is so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. You could hear that lady's teeth drop right on the floor. Get her a glass of Polident and be nice, will you? How old are you?
I'm 14.
14.
What happened to school?
I'm cutting.
Cutting.
You're cutting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What do you want?
I just wanted to tell you hi.
Oh, okay, hi. Nice talking to you. 28 past 11 at WIOD. Now, that was good. He was great, but he told the old lady to drop dead, boy.
That's nice.
I mean, you didn't mean it literally, did he? Figuratively, he meant it.
Well,
like, take a walk, get out of my life, get lost.
Well, the
oh,
phone's clear
man,
now.
those condo people, boy, I'm telling you, it's when they built, see, it's the developers who have destroyed this state. The developers, because they've catered to that. It's like they've built this creeping, gigantic outdoor funeral parlor, and now we're all suffering from these greedy developers who just wanted to jam all these old people, you know, in God's waiting room. And now the rest of us pay for it. Big time. Maybe we ought to go after the developers and bring them in here, have them explain, why don't they build a lot of nice housing for, you know, middle-aged people and young couples?
I don't know.
And people with children and pets and life in their house.
I don't know.
Well, maybe we ought to make them answer it. Maybe Sharon's listening in the other room. She can book about 10 shows for Steve about the developers who have created this. And when they built the first condos on Miami Beach, that was the kiss of death. The kiss of death. But I don't want to get too maudlin because Fort Lauderdale is going to be next. We have an open line in Dade, 751 WIOD. We'll go to Pompano. Hello.
Hi, Uncle Neil. How you doing today?
Okay.
How you doing, Noodles? I got a horror story, the ultimate horror story.
Don't call me Noodles.
Yeah, now he's really upset. That's a shot, sir.
Yes, it is.
By the way, I'm in the service industry, and I was doing some work down in the Hallandale apartment, or the condos, 2 days ago. And this old lady and her decrepit old husband were there, and he was going to go golfing, and she has this little tennis outfit on, like you see in the movie with Chris Edward and whatnot and all them wear. And he goes golfing, and she goes into the bathroom, and I'm doing Chris Everett.
Oh, Chris Everett.
Oh, got that now?
I thought maybe there was another one of those tennis player sex changes or something
Very
like that.
possible.
You know how that works.
But anyway, She'd go in the bathroom, she'd come out, and I was doing what I had to do, and she's standing there in front of me, and I'm taking my step stool or my ladder, and I'm checking out her air conditioner unit.
You're checking out her unit?
And checking out it. Believe me, well, what she showed me. She
Is that as in moon unit, sir?
Big moon.
Okay.
She's walking along, and she sees a piece of string on the floor, and I'm walking right behind her, and what does she do but bend over at the knees to pick it up, and there, it's just like Harry, from Harry and the Harrisons looking at me. There, she's got nothing on. And she's about 80 years old. You guys dropped your lunch yet? It was absolutely horrible. She turned around and she winked.
Oh, my God.
And honest to God, it was right in the face staring at me, and I couldn't believe it. I dropped my ladder.
Can you imagine if Michelle Gillen and Walter Cronice would have been there? It would have been winking, blinking, and nodding.
Them thumbs would have been nodding the way she was looking.
Yeah, I believe that. That is a shocking story.
Yeah, it is
But that
horror
wasn't
story.
the worst of it. The worst of it was I had to go into she's got an air conditioning unit, and she has her vents going into her closet, so her clothes don't get hot, evidently. But they were hot. But anyway, I'm in there, and
Do you understand what this man is talking about?
And she squeezes in there behind me.
She squeezes what?
Herself into the closet behind. It's room. She's got a shoe closet and clothes. There's not room for one person there, and she squeezes in behind me.
This is a horror story.
On top of the ladder I am, and I turn around, and there she is looking at me. She's got the skirt up to her waist, tucked into the top of her outfit.
This is about as grotesque.
And I couldn't believe it. I just turned around and I
Well,
walked
maybe she
up.
was one of Steve's crotch watchers, sir. Did you ever think about that?
Very possible, because
Yeah.
she listens to your station all day
Yeah,
long.
there you go. See, Steve is planting these ideas in the minds of these old ladies in the condos, and now they're going nuts, man. They can't control themselves anymore.
But
Shame on you, Steve.
I turned around, I walked out the door, and I left all the tools there, and I went back to the company and told them what happened, and I refused to go back, and they finally sent somebody else back to get them. But it was the most unbelievable sight you'd never want to see.
They sent somebody back to retrieve your tool, huh?
Exactly, and it was buried.
Okay. Well, listen, good luck to you, sir, and I hope something better comes up for you.
I really do enjoy you guys in the midday.
Okay. And midday to you, too. It's 11:32. Oh, you know what we forgot to play?
Uh-oh.
What day is this?
Friday, Americans.
Where the hell is that?
How about under H? Does that work anymore?
How come you got it under G? There. What the hell did you do with it?
Yeah, right. How about P? For Paul.
Do you believe that story?
There's Paul Harvey. Is
But
that
that's not the
is that the one?
Oh, now don't tell me Roger started messing around with our stuff again.
Uh-oh. Heart problems. Oh, boy.
Do you see it?
No. Gosh. No Paul Harvey.
Boy, this is pretty shocking, you know it?
Isn't it? And there's Anchor with a whip.
Now, you know they don't play that on Ranieri. You know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, right?
How could it not be there?
One more.
Okay, one more.
It's in green. I mean,
It's in
jumps
green.
out at you.
Uh-huh.
Here it is.
Thanks.
Under F for Friday. Your filing system, man, sucks. Really sucks.
Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, silly me. I should have been looking under F.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Yeah, all of that effort for that, okay?
It was worth it and more.
Okay, we got a call in Boca. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, if you heard the last call, sir, that should give you a pretty good tip-off.
I heard it. Listen, I was watching television the other night, late at night.
Wait a minute. Are you going to eat more now? Are you eating more? If Linda is listening at Nutrisystem, not only, because I got a note, she's proud of me for not cheating, not only am I not cheating, but I'm being subjected to torture here. This bird is going bananas here. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
I was watching television late at night the other night.
Yeah.
And I saw one of those millions of improv shows.
Yeah.
And I turned in on the last few minutes of it, and Johnny Dark was on stage.
No. No.
Swear to God.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, sir. Can you hold on? Hold on, because we got to do the break. And April gets really surly. She goes nuts if we do the...
I've been waiting for one of these
Here's
calls
a little
for a long
carton
time.
of mail. This is the first carton probably that just came in.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I hope he
great?
can
By the
hold
way,
on.
Oh, yeah, you saw the Boone in the box. All right, it's 11:35. April has a news update, and we'll come right back with our exciting Boca caller on 610 WIOD.
Good morning. I'm April.
It's Friday.
22 till noon. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Thank God. Man, you must have an exciting life, huh?
Terribly exciting.
No, it's worth the sacrifice, isn't it? Be honest with me.
It is. There's nothing else like calling the Neil Rogers Show.
Especially when you live in this town.
Exactly.
Nothing else to do besides call this show.
So I was watching television late at night.
By the way, if it sounds like I'm ignoring you, we're opening the mail. We got a ton of mail, so don't feel hurt or wounded. Don't be thin-skinned.
I'll try not to. I was watching television about last Thursday night, and it was like 11:30 at night or so, and the Improv was on, as usual. And so I just turned in the last minute or two, and the guy, the announcer for the show, came on stage and said, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, that was Johnny Dark." And I go,
by the way, here's
Dark.
another. This is from Coconut Creek, and it's another $20 check with no tape. It's got a stamped self-addressed envelope and no tape. But I'm not going to throw it out like somebody I know would do. I'm going to try to do my best. So anyway, Johnny Dark. You mean we went through all of this just to hear Johnny Dark, huh?
No, and then I was listening to...
What are you calling from John's house or something?
What?
See, these guys in the business who are out of work, they feel if you keep mentioning their name a lot, that somebody will hear it.
I thought when he...
Here's another one. Here's another check with an envelope and no tape.
Maybe they just like
Are
to
these
give
people
and
out of...
not receive.
Let me say it again very clearly, okay? When you send in your $20 check and you want one of these cassettes, you have to send us a blank 90-minute cassette. I guess I failed to say that more than 700-800 times this week, right?
Yes.
Man, you talk about some slow people. But that's okay. Well, I'll go out and buy some tapes.
They can't get it right.
I only donated $1,000, so I'll go out and buy some tapes. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So I was...
You mean you're not finished?
No,
I think you were finished before you started with this call.
No, I'm not going to be chronic. Trust
Go
me.
ahead.
So then I was listening to the radio the other day, and I heard that Tubby Boots was appearing somewhere in Florida, South
Isn't
Florida.
it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow on the Ernie Sochin Show. It's going to be live from the Brick Oven Pizzeria. Another one. Here's another envelope with a check and a stamped self-addressed envelope. Are these people out of their cotton-picking minds?
They must be.
I think the bird is right. I think I'm going to throw those away. Because there's just too many of them, man.
I know.
See, they will figure they can get away with this because, you know, Neil, being soft-hearted and a slob,
That's right.
will go out and...
See, I've been through this with these people, you know.
What?
I've been through all this with these people before. I
mean,
know
are you
all
people
these
not...
tricks.
And then they'll be the first ones to call.
Well, I didn't get my tape. I sent you a $25 check, and I didn't get my damn tape. What's wrong with you people?
Every time.
Well, maybe if you'd send us a tape, you might get a tape, you idiots.
They'll never admit it.
Jeez.
Neil.
I'm getting emotional, sir. Man, you've been on a long time and haven't said a damn thing, you know?
Almost done.
Thank God. You've been on like a lifetime. You've been on through the news. You've been on through 2 breaks here. In fact, I get the feeling you're the only person I've talked to the whole show so far.
I used to call you when you were on Zeta.
Yeah, what did you call me, sir?
And I kept asking you to make an appearance at Palm Beach Community College.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
Yeah, the
you are
Virgin
chronic, you're right.
And the
And I told you no then, and I will tell you no again now, sir, okay?
Come on, Neil.
When I get my $1,000 check from Lee Fowler for Camillus House, then I will make my appearance at Palm Beach Junior College, okay? How's that?
Okay.
So call him up. Give him the challenge, okay? Tell him to get rid of those boring guests that Steve had on 2 weeks ago and, do something constructive for once in his life.
How about if we make it...
Because I got his resume right in my briefcase here, and if he doesn't come through, man, he's in big trouble.
What if we make a donation to Camillus?
For what?
For you to appear.
Yeah, like I told you, when Lee Fowler gives his $1,000 check, that's when I'll come up to Palm Beach.
Okay, Neil.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Is that it? Because I don't want to cut you short now. You've only been on about a half an hour.
Oh, well, in that case.
Have a great life.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What is Mike Disney doing in there? Looking
Boone
like...
in the box.
Oh, he's got his
Boone
own
in the
personal
box.
Boone in the box. That's great. Yeah, just think of the Lord in the Bible when you look at that. Pat, of course, peddling religion, acne cream, anything he can. We already got a couple of $100 checks. These are good checks today, by the way. 50s and 25s. Boy, I could have a good time at Pompano with this. No, I've been plunging my... Well, I'm not really plunging a lot because I'm just a real small-time gambler now, but I haven't been doing well at Pompano. I go up there a lot now that Alan kissed and made up, for the 80th time. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm keeping them open, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Big matron stake tomorrow night. Big race, $150,000 purse at Pompano tomorrow night. I just thought I'd mention that so Alan doesn't get upset. Here's 2 checks and 1 thing here. Now, they don't want a tape, do they? No. What are we going to do, seriously, about these people that just send the envelopes?
I don't know.
Oh, here's a nice letter. Oh, isn't this interesting? This is from the lady who called the other day from the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church.
Mm-hmm.
And she closes by saying, there's some other stuff in here that I can't refer to, but she closes by saying, we love you here at the church. Oh, this is an excellent letter. In fact,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's save that over there. 1:40. 1:43. Boy, is that wishful thinking or what? It's almost time to go home already. God. See, when you start opening the mail, the whole damn thing flies by, doesn't it? 11:43 at WIOD, and our next call is in Hialeah. Hello.
Hi, Neil. It's Chucky.
Chronic,
man.
Chronic, big time, Chucky.
Yeah,
You're getting really a little carried away, pal.
Well, you see, the thing is,
Chronic.
I'm all by my lonesome in this office, man, and it gets, like, ponderous.
So what the hell does that have to do? I can't, be responsible for your problems. Call up Dr. Votz.
No, never
Call up Michael
that guy.
DeSisto.
Hey, listen, Neil, what's the zip code there so I can send you my tape?
33141.
33141.
Am I going too fast for you, Chucky?
No, that's just plain WIOD, Miami, Florida.
Just play, put that on the envelope. Just plain WIOD.
Oh, okay. Hey, Neil.
Because the postman here in North Bay Village, if you put just any old WIOD, they'll probably deliver it to W Snooze.
Probably.
WOLD.
Yeah, knowing them.
Now, wait a minute. There's something really strange. Oh, here's some old unbelievable Zeta button. Look at that. Isn't that great?
Boy.
But where's your check, Rose? I don't see it here. And another envelope. Oh, this has got to be a mistake.
No
tape.
But
there's a tape. Here's the
good.
tape.
Now, Chucky, we're not going to hear from you on Monday, are we?
No.
Good.
Why is that?
No, I'm going on a sea escape on Monday.
Oh, great. I hope you have a good time and stay there for a long time. Now, look at this. Here's Amy, an 8-year-old girl. Was there a tape in there? Oh, there is a tape.
Mm-hmm.
And a check. And 8-year-old Amy, please send me the funny tape in green crayon. Wait a minute, is this Chucky or is this Up Chucky?
I just eaten lunch, Neil.
What a disgusting, vulgar pig. I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, I learned it from you, Neil.
Okay, well, listen, have a great day, Chucky.
All right, Neil.
Bye.
Boy.
Open line in Dade now at 751 WIOD. Those Palm Beach lines are deader than the proverbial doornail. This is we need Fat Rich here every day. We really do. He can't, seriously, he doesn't have time to be mucking around with his business and making a living. I'm telling you the truth. We just don't have time to screw around with all that other stuff in his life. He took it upon himself to be responsible for all of this, didn't he? That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
And if he's going to do it, you got to do it right. 278 WIOD in Boca and 655 WIOD in Palm Beach. Just in case there's anybody alive up there. And our next call is in Plantation. Hello.
How you doing, Neil? This is Jerry.
Yeah.
How's
Jerry?
doing? Jerry, yes.
Okay,
is this
Jerry.
the preamble to rabbinical student crotch-watching update?
Yeah.
Yes. I got a Pompano story for you. I was there for Mac Globel. You asked a couple of weeks ago what was happening. It was 210 across the board. So they're doing this big shebang after the race. They bring out this huge cake. They're cutting the cake. They have about 75 gray hairs out there and a couple of blues. And I finally hit a triple. First time I ever hit a triple in my life.
Not in that race.
And but it paid, as I said,
what it paid, $5?
210. So I'm jumping up and down. I'm going, well, at least I broke through. I'm finally there. So they move everybody out to the middle of the track, right in front of the board, and all of a sudden I see the third horse start flashing. And I'm like dying because I'm seeing this red light going off. And I'm going, no, I don't believe this. And I'm trying to stand on people's shoulders to look. And they brought my horse down.
They probably broke at the wire, right? Lapped on brake?
Oh, man, it was bad news.
If I were you, I'd stay away, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that's got that, because you know what the try probably paid in that race? About $20.
If I was lucky.
Or less.
Definitely. So I'm heading up to Newark today also.
No, you gotta be pulling my leg, okay?
Nah, I'm going up to see a girlfriend of mine up there.
In Newark?
In New York area, but we're going through Newark Airport. I hear it's freezing up there.
That's right.
Johnny Dark story. She, when Imus first started off when he came back from Cleveland on AM up in New York, she supposedly won a night out with Imus or whatever.
Yeah. By the way, there's $500 in this little batch right here, so we're really, we're going nuts here today. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I keep interrupting the callers, but that's because most of them are so terminal.
Okay.
Not you, sir, not yet.
Not yet.
But you're working on it.
I am. So she goes over to meet Imus for her dial-a-date or whatever it was, whatever they called it at that point in time. And who shows up but Johnny Dark? So she is actually a Johnny Dark dater, if you will. What is the deal with you in Plantation and Channel 6? Because I live in Plantation, and this Channel 6 is the pits. I can't believe cable down here.
Interesting segue. I like the segue.
Okay, well, listen, have a wonderful life. I have no idea what you just said, but it really did a great job.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Dade County, hello.
Hi, Neil. This is the lady at the church.
Yes.
Yes, no sooner did you mention my letter on the air. I won't mention any names.
No, we can't discuss any of the personalities involved.
Right, I wouldn't do that. But what legal action could be taken against harassment?
Well, probably a call to the phone company and maybe a call to the police. Both of those would be a real good idea.
Yeah, maybe I'll start with my attorney, the church's attorney.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know...
Yeah, it's a free country, and if you enjoy the show and you want to listen to it, you shouldn't be harassed for listening.
This is true, and especially when the threat is that the pastor of the church will be punished, and, we want to know, who your boss is and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is getting a little silly.
Okay, well, I'd make a couple of calls.
Yeah, okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay, you have a good weekend.
You too.
Under the circumstances.
I mean, this is really strange. I think I'll start praying for the gentleman.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. It's 11 till noon at WIOD. It's a really strange world, isn't it? And we have an open line in Broward, 524-WIOD, and one in Dade, 751-9463. 751-WIOD. We'll come right back.
Bill Rogers on News Talk Radio 610, WIOD.
It's 11:52, 8 minutes till noon at WIOD, and Steve with open phones this afternoon, Hank on Sports Talk tonight, and I think we got Canes basketball too tonight, don't we? It's Miami, and who are they playing? They're playing Piper High also? Okay, let's go to Mobile. No, that's gone. Mobile is gone. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up from this horrendous stogie that Alan gave me at the track. Port St. Lucie, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I know you probably don't get too many calls from Port St. Lucie.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
When you least
we
expect
are
it.
living and breathing up here.
Incredible.
But we do have our share of, decaf. But I just want to say that you and the Bird are doing a great job, and if I may call one guy a low-life douchebag.
Absolutely.
Jack Kerman, who does the sports for a radio station up here, doesn't know his ass from third base when it comes to sports, and he's a douchebag, okay?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you check out third base up there in the stadium, West Palm, you're going to be shocked.
All right, well, have a good day, Neil, and you too, Bird.
Okay, thanks a lot. 11:53, and our next call, we do get some calls from Port St. Lucie, don't we?
Every now and again, sure.
Every once in a while. And some from Jensen Beach. And places that haven't been invented. What's that?
Nile Rogers.
Yeah, Niel. Hey, listen, we don't give them points for spelling, okay? They can't all be butt-licking ducks.
I like that.
Palm Beach, hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Great.
This is John.
Okay, John, whatever you say. How's Luke and Paul doing, John?
Pretty good.
This isn't Jewish, John, is it?
No. This is John
so.
from Palm Beach that works in Deerfield. Chronic John.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Chronic John.
Yeah, why didn't you just say Chronic John?
Then we would have known.
Neil, did you listen to the show yesterday? To Steve's
I
show?
talked about it before, if you had been listening.
Well, you see, I'm in the office right now.
Well, we didn't give you any permission slip not to be listening, okay?
The only time I can listen is either when I'm in my car.
Gets me hysterical when I hear these condo commandos, man, that don't want young people around, make all these different excuses. It's the law. It's in the rules.
Did you hear the lady that called up and told him he should die?
Yeah, that he's a bastard and he should drop dead. Yeah, I heard that.
Drop dead before he gets old?
Another one of those real nice, cultured senior citizens that we have here. The kind that drop their teeth in the Polydent right in the middle of your lunch.
Anyway, I was listening to that. At the time, I was driving down Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, and I came to a stoplight, and I noticed that the gentleman sitting next to me was about 170.
Yeah.
And his car was in reverse. Okay.
His car was in reverse?
Right.
What was he? Was he a French Canadian?
No, I don't know. He had Florida tags. He could have been a relocate. Anyway, right before the light turned green, a cop pulled up behind him. Now listen, I'm listening to the show. I'm thinking, what would Uncle Neil do? And I said, should I tell the guy his car's in reverse? I opted not to. So anyway, the light turned green. He stepped on the gas and backed right into the cop. So I got a kick out of it.
Excellent. This story made my whole weekend. Trust me.
It was funny.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. But before I go, listen, Neil. Let me call Al in Palm Beach, a subhuman douchebag, and my friend Mark, the lawyer, a real douchebag.
Okay, sir.
And before you go?
Yeah, before we go.
Good day.
Okay. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Pompano, hello. Pompano.
thought your grandfather was
Oh, this is good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We came in the middle of a little something that's going on here.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. Pretty soon, sooner or later, they'll discover. Hello.
Those Pompano people.
They've got the phone buried somewhere, like in part of their anatomy. And listening very quietly.
I'm sure he has something critical to say.
Pompano!
He'll be real upset when he finds out he blew it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jimmy Dunnigan. I'm calling from Alan's office.
Oh, yeah, well, Alan must have been the one that was bugging you while we were trying to say hello there. Tell Alan to buzz off. Cut the crap, Alan.
You can tell him that better than me.
Okay, I will, too. Trust me.
We just happened to catch your show. There's a guy that called about the night of the Mackerel Bell retirement, and he was a little off base. If there was any inquiry at all, it was not against any of the 1, 2, 3 finishers. I was down in the winner's circle helping with the cape cutting ceremony.
Yeah.
And the Mac won, Go Get Lost was second, and Free Token was third, and it was a cold triple, and I do believe, I'm not a betting man, but it paid right around $20, which, frankly, was a hell of a payoff.
Yeah, the big price. I would have thought it paid about $7 or $8.
Well, true. It was Free Token had the rail, and the first and second horses looked
Well,
like...
you knew Go Get Lost was going to be second.
Well, nobody knows anything about a horse race, but that's the way it turned out.
Yeah.
What's that?
That Alan, man, I'm telling you. What is Alan doing? Tell him it's a radio show here. The man is just absolutely out of control. And not only that, do you remember the carton of tapes, cassettes that he gave me last night?
Yeah, sure. What about him?
Oh, wait a minute. Sharon's got a call? Is that what you're saying? You got to call Sharon. Get busy. Quit reading all that mail. What was I just saying?
About the
the tapes. He gives me commercials, okay? There's a bunch of Pompano Park commercials in there.
Nothing wrong with them.
There's only a couple of tapes that have anything on there.
Oh,
when
yeah?
I see Alan on Monday, tell him I'm going to do something with those tapes, okay?
Okay, well, we got some more that we can replace them with if you want.
Okay, some with some real races on them would be nice.
That'd be great. We've got them.
Okay.
And like I say, there was no disqualification in that race. It was a great ceremony. It was a very fitting retirement.
Yeah, I wish I could have been there. I was out of
I
town.
wish you had been too. You would have enjoyed it.
Okay.
All right, Neil. Look forward to seeing you.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Okay, that Alan, man. See, it was Jimmy Dunnigan on there from Pompano Park, and Alan's in the background coaching. And by the way, I'm choking on the cigar you gave me last night, Alan. Get some good cigars and cut the crap, will you please? Man, he must buy these like in Little Havana or something at one of those 10 for a quarter stores. Boy, we got more tapes here. Well,
this is amazing.
We got cassette. I'm talking about cassettes with stuff on it.
Oh.
All right?
Yeah.
Boy, the mail has been phenomenal, including this. It says, awesome.
Oh, boy.
And here's a Jeff Stryker picture, a disgusting, grotesque, incredible, wonderful picture. And it says, Jeff Stryker, legendary super stud, has now been immortalized by Doc Johnson with a life-size replica of his massive manhood. And I'm definitely not reading the rest of this, but this is...
that Jeff.
I know. What a sense of humor, huh? All right, listen, we're going to take a little break for the news now. We got one open line if you'd like to get online during the news break. It's in Boca, of course, at 278-WIOD. That's 278-9463.
Surprise.
And I guess that guy who was listening earlier is probably going to go back to the track tonight and dig around, see if he can find his ticket. You know, it was only, 2-3 weeks ago? But, good luck to you, pal. Okay, April's got the new news, and we'll come back at 12:05 with hour number 3. Steve with open phones this afternoon at 2 here on 610 WIOD.
524 WIOD in Broward, or 655 and 278 WIOD in the Palm Beaches. Other areas may call collect. The opinions expressed by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily those of the station. Now, here's Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
It's enough to make me puke. Anyway, 1206 is WIOD. Just a joke, Mike. Anyway, now it's true. I sit here and I watch you eating and eating and eating and eating, and every time we discuss the food that comes in on the show, you always say, well, I'm indifferent, Indifferent, but once he starts, man, it's like a bottomless pit.
And I'm skinny.
Yeah, which makes me want to just bash you in the head with some very hard object.
I understand that.
Okay, listen, we got an open line in Palm Beach at 655-9463. That's at famous line 8. What is this?
I don't know.
Menu mania? What is this, more food stuff? Anyway, we got in, Sharon is counting it now, but a humongous amount of money again today. We did almost $3,000 yesterday for Camillus House, and today I know we got well over $1,000 and probably closer to $2,000. So we'll have a count on that. But the weekend is here now, so like I always say, the weekend produces a mountain of mail on Monday.
Yeah.
So while you're thinking about it, you got a lot of homework to do, okay? If you want your Boone in the box, if you want your Camillus House, I don't know what I'm talking about, your cassette,
slow down,
your donation for Camillus House. Well, we got a 7-hour show to do and only 4 hours to do it.
I know.
So do it this weekend, okay, while you're thinking about it.
Please include it.
Now, this says Daytona. Can this be for real?
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
What are you doing up there? Now, you can't hear us.
No, I can't.
Well, thank God for that. What?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're calling. Whose dime is this?
Yours.
Oh, okay, like I said, then you can't hear us, right?
No, I can't.
I think you can.
I tried tuning it in, and there's nothing but static.
Really?
Yeah, we got a lot of static today.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm up here to, check it out, and there's nothing up Fort Lauderdale anymore, so I came up here, and it's pretty lively.
Yeah, some living and breathing people, probably some under 90 or 100, right?
Many.
I bet you there are a few who aren't even going to have their birthday on Willard Scott on the Today Show on Monday.
Exactly. I wish it was like that down here.
Yeah, well, it used to be long ago. Long ago.
What a shame. What is happening?
What's happening here?
Yeah.
Not a thing, man. It is so quiet you could hear a pin drop right in the middle of Biscayne Boulevard.
Same old.
Uh-huh.
And how you doing, Bird?
Fine.
And I haven't heard you guys in a couple. I'm going to be back down in about 5 days.
5 days, huh? You
So,
think you can find enough activity up there to keep you busy for 5 days?
Probably.
Yeah, I would
I'd
think
say
so.
Longer.
Probably 5 months.
Yeah.
Now listen, whatever you do, be sure and come back quick, because everybody under 100 who leaves even for a day or two, it adds up, believe me. There's like a dark cloud hanging over the entire Tri-County area.
All right, I got to get going here, Neil.
Okay, listen, thanks for the call.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Have a great
Bird.
time. Okay,
that's our first call from Daytona.
Our first call from Daytona Beach, perhaps ever on the show. Let's have a big round of applause and the purple jelly bean and all of that good stuff.
Gold star, yeah.
Okay, menu guide. Yeah, more food. That's just what I needed. It's got a letter, which I just tore in half. It's from, it's a press release, Greater Miami Menu Guide to Showcase Area, Restaurant, Hotels, Nightclubs, and Attractions. Now, if we can just get some living and breathing people to frequent them, it would be great.
Oh, that's
nice. No, this is nice. This is a nice magazine. It's got all the restaurants.
Very nice. I want to look through that.
Angela's Cafe, Chez Philippe. This is nice.
It is very nice. Massasan, one of my favorites.
Yeah. Thought I'd mention that to get you hysterical.
I love
you haven't had
Massasan.
enough food this morning. Now, seriously, you have put on a display. I think you hung around Captain Dave too long. You put on a disgusting display.
It just looks
a
that
grotesque
way.
display.
I haven't consumed that much. Well...
That's what Oprah said the other day. Is it true that she's really picking up again?
That's what I heard on Entertainment
Rumor
Tonight.
has it that she is just going nuts, that she's just shoveling it in, okay? Jamming. She's got a shoehorn that she's just jamming it in.
That's right. They said...
Now, you remember how quickly she lost it? See, I don't believe in that. When you go on those real extreme, like Karen Carpenter diets, and you lose a ton of weight so fast, you gain it back just as fast as you lost it.
But they said...
Wait a minute, here's a note from Nick. She ate 4 eggs Benedict and a half a cow.
Half a chicken.
No, it says a half a chicken.
Yeah. That was on E.T.
And that was just during a break, probably.
And then a huge
breakfast
dessert, like this chocolate mousse.
Well, what the hell is she going to accomplish, man? Now, see, she's got a problem.
Yes.
I mean, she's compulsive.
That's right.
And she's up there. Millions of people are watching her and using her as a role model.
I know.
And she goes on these extreme, dangerous, fad thing that she's doing, and now she's going to gain it all back, and they're all going to be... the whole audience is going to be blowing their brains out.
And the tabloids
And then she'll be
are gonna
crying,
go
and we'll go through that whole thing, and the tabloids will be putting... Like Elizabeth Taylor, you've seen those horrendous pictures of her, where she looks like Bossy the Cow in drag. We got a car phone in Palm Beach. We better get that right on. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Boy, is it a beautiful day out. I hate to tell you that. I know.
Okay, wait a minute, sir. Our total for today, $1,326 for Camillus House. We have raised in a very short time 14,000.
Neil.
Why are you laughing?
Real
14. Sir, hold on a second.
I'm listening.
$14,239. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, listen, Neil.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you what a great job you and the Bird are doing.
You can say it again, sir. You're damn
You're doing
right.
a great job, even though he's the Ed McMahon of the talk radio.
That is correct.
But what what I want to say is just maybe it's me, but it seems like you yourself you used to be so I don't know so violent before.
Violent
radio talk host. You know,
Yeah. I've mellowed out, sir.
Yeah.
When you're making as much money as I am, sir, you get real mellow.
Okay, so you've toned it down, eh? But I just want to say you guys are doing a great job. I mean,
Yeah. Well, say it again. I told you to say it again. You did. You can say it one more time. You can lick a little more.
I love it. I love it. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Nice talking to you. He was good. He was like...
Sorry.
See, now, Nick rushes to judge me. He put on there a slow-witted or dim-witted car phone douchebag. Well, he's right. Nick has a point. Anyway, $14,239. That means when we open the mail on Monday, we're going to go over 15... I never dreamed we could do this well. At any other station that I've ever worked, and it's a tribute to the... See, we're actually on a station that has an audience now, which, we haven't been in a long time. An audience beside our show.
I know we're not used to it at all.
On Zeta the rest of the day, and of course, remember when we were on Winds, there were certain shows that didn't raise a dime, not to mention any names. But, boy, this is fantastic, and we thank everybody profusely. It's a tremendous cause.
Yes.
And I think, I also want to thank Sonny Fox a lot, because we joke about Sonny, but the day that he came in and gave the grand and I matched it, I think that motivated a lot of people out there. They figure, well, if these guys are going to give that kind of money, we can certainly give 20 or 30 or 50 or whatever. And we appreciate that. And, of course, the cassette tapes is helping a lot, too.
Gooses.
And, by the way, when you send your request for the Boone in a Box, if you want to throw a check in there for Camillus House, don't be afraid to do that, right?
It's well worth it.
It sure is. 12:13 at WIOD, and let me tell you about Char Hut right now. Probably a lot of people thinking about lunch.
Yes.
Right as we speak. Well, don't think about it. Zip over to the Char Hut nearest you. You'll find them in...
Your Super Bowl Super Host station.
Just in time for the holidays.
Here. Now, back to Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio 610, WIOD.
The amazing thing about Ranieri's show this morning, we were commenting on it. Up until the end there where there was some ticking in the phone line.
I
whatever
heard that
was.
ticking.
But the quality of it was so fantastic. It was like it was coming right from the building.
I know.
Wasn't that amazing?
At least in town.
And you couldn't even hear the slots going in the background. They did it very subtly and very quietly. But I know Roger was plunging his brains out while the show was going on. Sunrise, hello.
Good morning, Neil. Good morning, Doc.
And a good morning to you, sir.
Yes,
May
sir.
the good news be yours.
Okay, terrific. Listen, Neil, my cousin owns a restaurant. Okay?
Well, good luck to him, sir. I hope he has a very prosperous life. By the way, I mentioned before the exciting thing in Margate. The last excitement was the bris of Isidore Shapiro. And probably a lot of people I'm here, sir. Just relax. A lot of people are wondering why that would be exciting, because there are probably a lot of brisses in Margate. But Isidore is 47. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hello?
Yes.
Neil, so
I know you're upset because I'm talking over you and I'm not paying any attention to what you're saying. But I thought the, comment about Isidore was a hell of a lot more exciting than what you said so far.
Okay.
Now, what you've got to say yet, that could be really thrilling. I doubt it, but it's going to be great.
Okay, it's Giorgio's in Miramar.
Giorgio's?
Yeah.
Is that like perfume?
No, it's a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We are inviting you to come down and try the food.
Well, I'm on a diet, so I can't do that.
Yeah, I know, but we have salads there. But if you can't make, how about Glenn?
Now, he lives in Kendall.
Yeah, Miramar.
I'll pay for your gas, Glenn.
Miramar, it's not like in my...
Well, I already know the answer because he's not going to go there.
No, not to Miramar.
No.
No?
But, after the diet is over.
What if we come down and pick you up with a limousine?
No, after the diet. I'm not going to go off the diet for anybody, okay?
Okay. But you come after the...
How about
after my diet?
How about after the diet's over, if you bring us lunch one day?
Yeah, you'll bring it
definitely.
here.
How about that?
Well,
Is that a good compromise?
Wouldn't that be a lot easier?
Yes.
In fact, you could bring us lunch soon, one day next week, and Glenn will eat it.
Okay, great.
Believe me, he'll suck it up like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, definitely.
Because he's in training already.
Yeah, forget about that call.
Yeah, it's probably your cousin who owns the restaurant.
Probably.
Could be Johnny Depp. I know it's Miramar.
Neil, my check is out there to the Camillus House.
Thank you.
And my tape.
Okay, appreciate it.
Okay?
Have a good life.
You too, buddy.
Bye.
All right.
12:18 at WIOD. There's an open line in Broward. If you move very quickly now, this is that part of the show when the lines just go nuts. And if you believe that, you really are stupid, okay? Where are we going? Bob in Jupiter. How you doing, Bob?
Hello, Doctor.
It's Bob.
Tell me about Feldy.
It is Bob, yeah. Put you up a little, Bob, will you please?
That was good. You okay?
Boy, you've been up there in Jupiter too long, man. You better come back to Earth. I don't know if Bob is calling from Jupiter or Uranus right next door. What's up, Bob?
How you guys doing?
Speak to us. I think Bob must have caught a little of the Lee Fowler show the other day because he's just in a panic. He's in a cold sweat. Bob, calm down, Bob, will you? Get a hold of yourself. It sounds like Bob already has a hold of himself. I think that's the problem.
Doesn't it?
Okay, Bob. Oh, man. Wow.
Excellent
Talk about
call.
a mouth breather. There you go.
That was great.
That was the definitive radio mouth breather right there. God almighty.
You won't hear calls like that
I think I'm ready to accept religion at this point.
You won't hear calls like that on the Bob Lassiter show.
The Bob Lassiter show. Boy, talk about ponderous.
I miss agreeable.
Sometimes I wonder
Bob.
what Casey is talking about when he's saying it's getting bleeping ponderous. He must be talking about the Bob Lassiter show. Because I can't think of anything more ponderous than Lassiter. I mean ponderous.
I couldn't believe you didn't bring him over here when we came over here. You know, agreeable Bob. I was shocked.
Oh, that cart?
Yeah,
I left it behind.
Shocked.
There's a lot of stuff I left behind, but I figured God only knows they need some material over there. And wouldn't you know, out of all the ACN stuff, the only stuff that they play is the personals, the stuff that we never played because it was so embarrassingly bad.
Yeah.
Now, there's only one other person that I know of who ever played that stuff.
Every day. Every
And I'm
day.
sure Stan is listening right now. Now, Stan, you know that it was bad stuff, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Stan played the good stuff, too, don't get me wrong,
that's
but he played some of those personals are just awful. They're embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I guess it fits on that show over there now, you know? Because I keep hearing more stories from that building from Carroll City.
Really?
You've heard of Tales of the Vienna Woods. This is Tales of Carroll City.
Oh, about how they've turned it around?
They've turned it around. In fact, a lot of them are turned upside down at this point, lying on the floor, making moaning sounds, whimpering.
Well, they got it now. They got it together.
They got it, all right. It's called an empty log is what they got. And as Abe Lincoln said, there's nothing worse than an empty log.
Oh.
Here's Larry with an apology in Kendall.
Neil.
What did you do, Larry?
Hey, I didn't listen to you yesterday at all.
Well, you ought to be sorry, Larry. You ought to really hang your head in shame.
I do. And this morning I didn't listen all the way until 11:45.
What were you doing yesterday that was so stinking important that you couldn't listen to this show?
Well, I was listening to your sister station, trying to get all the Grateful Dead tunes. So
oh, yeah. Yeah, it must have been Dead Thursday over there.
It was. That's the only reason why I listen to them. Otherwise, I always listen to you from 10
The
on.
rumor has it that it's dead every day over there.
No. I like Herman and Bean. I told you that once before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that? They're right over here next door.
Yeah, they
we
are.
We love them now.
Good.
Yeah.
But,
and they love us from a distance.
Yeah. This morning, though, I forgot to listen to you, and I felt bad about that. I
Well,
started at 11:45.
you do owe us an apology. You're right, Larry.
Hey, but listen, Neil, where are you from in New York, in upstate New York?
Hey, here we go.
No,
I knew
this
Larry was a good
call
caller.
is
How
so
about
off track.
Rochester in Canandaigua, Larry?
I'm from Oswego.
Oswego.
Yes.
Hey, now you're talking.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Yeah, he's
for
right
this
down
segment.
the road, this guy.
This segment's going to have to.
And we're going to talk about Auburn, New York,
and
Syracuse, and
All
Utica.
Right. And yep.
Yeah, and Geneva.
I can't believe I moved down here. I should have went to Oswego State.
And Fairport, and Penn Yan, and Binghamton, and Fredonia, and Dunkirk, and maybe Jimmy Dunnigan will call back. Jimmy used to be the president of Buffalo Raceway in Hamburg.
Definitely.
Exactly. We can talk about Max Robinson, who used to call the races up there. And Stan Barron, who used to do the racing show.
Well, did you ever go to the Oswego Speedway?
Oh, all the time.
Car races?
No.
No. Neither did I.
How
Lived
about,
there 18 years.
wait a minute, what's the other place? Isn't it, there's Clifton Springs. What's that town up there where they have the big auto races?
Oswego.
No, not Oswego. Come on, seriously.
Well, what
up,
other one is there? I can't think of any other one.
Is it Clifton Springs?
I don't know.
That's where they have the Sulphur Springs, but I think they also have car racing up there or something. Somebody will call in and we'll get
there
a whole
was a dirt track.
we'll get a whole discussion started about this and get some butt-licking duck hysterical, okay? This will pay him back for that gigantic 10-course lunch he ate in front of my face.
Neil, where are you living in, or not Neil, but Glenn, where are you living in Kendall now?
Yeah, give him the exact address.
Exactly.
I live in South Miami.
Yeah, he lives not too far from the Palmetto.
Oh, I live in Roseland off of 152nd Avenue in Sunset.
Well, let's reminisce about South Miami now.
Yeah, this ought to take a long time. Do you remember Godfathers on Sunset? I used to love Godfathers. I really did.
Me too.
I loved it. Long gone, but man, it was great.
I never
And
get the
Javier from Godfathers. I wish Javier would call in one day. In fact, I wish Javier would come in one day. Boy, trust me. Well, listen, Larry, you've been a great caller. You shocked the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, one more thing in closing, though. This is
Yes.
something I got from your sister station.
In
I want to
closing.
be rude and obnoxious. I think that'll make your day. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. You slime-eating dog, you scum-sucking pig!
Excellent.
Good. All right, have a
Hey,
good
Larry.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
That was nice.
He was excellent, wasn't he? I keep saying that.
I don't know about excellent,
He
but
sounded excellent to me, but of course voices are sometimes deceiving.
No kidding.
It's 24 past noon at WIOD. We want to thank our good friends over at Rick's Essen Deli in North Miami Beach. Boy, they brought
10 WIOD.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
You know, the noon hour comes, and you just have to get a little taste of that, don't you?
Of course.
By the way, the town, and we thank whoever called in, Watkins Glen, New York. I always get Clifton Springs and Watkins Glen confused. I don't know why.
I don't either.
Because they sound so much alike. But anyway, Watkins Glen is where they have the auto racing in upstate New York.
I'm glad
and somebody also said Englishtown Raceway in New Jersey. What the hell do we care about New Jersey? We got enough problems without Jersey, okay? We got people going to Newark. We got Englishtown Raceway. We don't care about New Jersey. We're trying to forget it. Right?
Well, this time of year.
And we got a mobile in Broward. Hello. Long gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about Deerfield? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd like to ask your opinion on something.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on David Letterman?
I watch him now and then, to be honest with you, but I'm not that much into him. I don't see what people get so crazy about. You know, Letterman is a yuppie kind of thing. In other words, it's in to watch Letterman, but I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of stuff on there that just doesn't make it, you know?
Yeah, you two are a lot alike. You like cutting down people.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot on that show that really is great.
Yeah. And,
I'm a Letterman freak.
Yeah, but no, you got to admit it. The show is, it's ponderous, man.
No, it's not ponderous.
And that Paul Schaefer guy, he's got to butch up a little bit, you know?
Paul Schaefer and the band.
Yeah, he got to butch up just a hair, or at least get some hair, one or the other. Now, Letterman's okay. He's got his moments.
Yeah.
What do you think about that show called Doctor Who?
Doctor Who, I don't watch that.
I don't get that.
I don't watch that much like regular TV. I watch irregular TV. In fact, I'm going to get my satellite dish put back up because I'm missing too much good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I agree about these scum-sucking blue-hair bitches.
Yeah.
They need to get out of here, man.
Yeah, we're going to get a fleet of buses, and we're going to ship them all out. You're right.
Well, I own a bus. You can...
Excellent. We'll rent it from you, pal, even if it takes 1,000,000 trips, man, if we can get every last one of the nasty... I mean, there's some older people who are very nice, like my mother, and about 3 or 4 other people. No, there are, a lot of it.
Yeah,
I'd say maybe 20-30% of people who are with it and aren't judgmental and aren't bitter. But, man, we got a whole bunch, thousands and thousands and thousands of nasty, miserable, rotten, horrendous, barbaric, subhuman, old douchebags who want everybody to be miserable. They don't want anybody to have a good time. They don't want any young people. They just want this to be like their own thing here, like they own it.
I used to live in Deer Creek, man, and they thought I was a cat when we moved in. And then they found out when I was a teenager, man, they threw us out.
Yeah, isn't that great?
There's a bunch of old farts.
You got it.
You know, you can do something today, sir, that'll really upset them if you want to.
What, egg their houses or something?
No, you can laugh.
Yeah, he already laughed a couple of times. That really gets them. That's why they hate the bird, man, because he laughs, and the sound of laughter makes them hysterical. They can't stand that, because then they think somebody's having a good time.
Yeah, you know, of all the tapes I've heard of Howard Stern, and Robin Quivers sits there and laughs for 4 hours, I have never heard one caller call up Howard and complain about Robin.
That's why this show is a lot better than Howard's.
And they call up every day and complain about me here.
That's right, and that's part of the idea.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have a good week. Don't let those old prunes get in your way, sir.
Yeah, I know.
Just run them right over.
I admire a great deal, man, and Merry Christmas.
Okay, same to you.
Bye.
Bye. Now, see, there was a great caller. Not a good call, but a great call, because he's not going to let him screw up his life.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to say, up yours. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, take the old enema bag and have a wonderful time with it, lady, but just to get out of my life.
Drop dead.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself, like that kid that called from the payphone before.
Drop dead.
Yeah, if you don't like it, drop dead. Take a hike. Get out of our lives already.
Leave us alone.
Man, can you imagine what it would be like if nobody ever, like Steve does these shows, he did 2 this week, and I commend him for it. The one with the animals on Monday, and I do mean animals, and then the one yesterday about the
condo
9-year-old girl and her aunt and uncle or whatever. I guess her step-parents now.
Oh, I got to meet her. Did you get to meet her?
No.
Very nice young girl.
Yeah, very quiet. I mean, she was as quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah.
She's 9 years old. It's not like she's a little baby who's crying and screaming or like a teenager with a loud car or a motorcycle. Not that all teenagers are loud, but I mean, she's just a very, very quiet, nice little girl. And right away they got to make a big to-do. And it sets a bad precedent. Blah, 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 blah. And all these yentas in there got to get involved. Man, they ought to be ashamed. Seriously, they ought to be humiliated and ashamed. And then they're calling up and threatening. Did you hear that part of the show where they're threatening? They're going to call their lawyers and they're going to go after Steve. To hell with them. Unbelievable. Oh, here's the source for White Castle burgers.
Again?
I thought we already got this straightened out. Well, let's check it out again. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
You were at the bottom of the list, but it looked so interesting that...
Well, I'm the old Cub fan caller from Lauderhill. He used to call you yesterday on...
Oh, yeah.
On,
yeah, I'm getting my satellite dish put up because I know that Continental Cable will never give us WGN, so I'm going to put my dish back up.
You know what they told me when I called them up?
Yeah.
They said, well, if we get enough people to call and write in, then maybe we'll get it.
Yeah, right, and maybe Hanukkah will come in July, too, right?
Exactly. Anyway, I was up in Lantana. I worked during the day. I took off half a day today. And I'm up in Lantana between Hypaluxa Road and Lantana Road down on US 1 there, Dixie Highway. It's a combination.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place called the Lunch Stop, and they serve White Castle burgers. They've got the little square hamburgers with the little square buns with the onions and the mustard and the ketchup, just like you get it up north.
Yeah, but they're not White Castle though.
They're not White Castle, but they're the same identical thing.
Yeah, because we got Castle Burger too, which is supposed to be like an offshoot of Royal Castle.
Right.
And the only problem with Castle Burger is that they make them way ahead of time and they put them in those steamers.
Right.
And by the time you get them, man, I'll tell you,
makes them to order.
They're like mung. Oh, well, if he makes them to order, then they're probably pretty good.
They're about 39 cents a piece.
Excellent.
They're perfect. So if you ever get up that way by Lantana.
And don't forget, you can also go in the supermarket in the freezer department in most markets, and they've got the real honest-to-God White Castle frozen. The plain burgers and little cheeseburgers.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get the grease out from them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grease just comes pouring out, man. Then you know they're for real.
Yeah. I tried to listen to the Zeta morning show after you left a little bit just to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And I just can't. Now I listen to, you got me hooked on the AM, and I listen to Mike. I
Good.
Listen to Steve,
Great.
And I don't even, as a matter of fact, I took Zeta off my FM station.
Me too, sir. I did too.
I just, the way they handled it for you guys,
yeah.
They did to you.
Yeah, and they were really stupid to do that. If they would have, I tried to do it like a gentleman. Tried to leave under good, and not say anything, and just do as good a job as we could till we were going to leave. But they couldn't leave well enough alone. And right away, Tim douchebag had to open up his big mouth to the Herald and put it out, and all these statements about how we couldn't turn over the audience to the rest of the all this crap. And so, they really ticked me off, and as a result, they created a lot of bad feeling, and they chased away most of the audience they had before.
I used to have it set on my station, and when you left, now I've got GTR.
Yeah, I'm going to take the button off all my radios too. There is some of the music they play I like, but it's not worth it,
I've got my cassettes now, and if I want to hear old stuff, that's what I play.
Exactly. Okay, listen, great hearing from you.
Okay, Neil, bye.
Have a good one. Okay, yeah, that's going to be my homework assignment for the audience today, is to take Zeta off your button on your car radio.
Feels good.
It does. It's a great feeling, man. It's like euphoric. 12:34, April's got a news update, and we'll come right back on 610 WIOD.
On News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
Boys want sex in the morning, sex in the morning, when I'm not my best. Want sex in the morning, petting and pawing, tearing at my breast. Want someone who's winsome, someone to pin, someone to undertake. Want someone to fall on, someone to crawl on, someone half away. Want sex in the morning, sex in the morning, covers at my knees. Want rotten condition, passive position, I am a trapeze. Want someone who's sleepy, someone who's keeping nothing in 2 days. Want somebody first hand, someone to burst, and then go back to sleep. There is nothing I like better than a jostle now and then, with the hands under the sweater and the back that starts to bend. But before my eyes are open, I don't want to have to hide from a simpleton still poking with a thimble full of pride. Boys want sex in the morning, sex in the morning, soiling the sheets. Sex while I'm yawning, suddenly spawning, when I'm half asleep. Want someone unconscious, somebody not just waiting for a thrill. Want sex with surprises, sex with sunrises, someone on the pill. There is nothing like a lover who can satisfy your needs, and the joy when sleeping thighs. Boys want sex in the morning, sex in the morning, when I'm still not fresh. Want something that strikes them, someone who likes them, fondling their flesh. Want someone to take and someone to break and comment on their size. Want someone to prod and someone who nod and then just close her eyes.
Good day. Okay, 1241 at WIOD. Now, I put the mic cozy on here. Is this the one Steve uses? The cozy? That's what Craig would call us, a cozy.
Yeah.
As in a toilet tissue cozy?
Mm-hmm. That's Ernie would say.
You think that most people know what a toilet tissue cozy is? I don't think even Mr. Whipple knows what that is.
But
when we were at the old KAT, Craig had these old ladies who would knit them.
That Craig.
They're these little holders that you put around toilet paper. And we had this big piano in this giant ancient studio over there at the Cat. And on top of the piano, we had all these toilet tissue cozies. Man, it was incredible. Probably the only station in America that had toilet tissue cozies in the studio.
Well, it should have told you something.
And since they were full of it over there, it probably made a lot of sense. Miami Beach, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I think you guys are doing a great job with the whole Camillus House. It's just wonderful what you guys are doing.
Well, the audience is doing a great job. They are really responding. I've never seen anything like this. Not even close.
You could take a page out of some of these telethons, get a nice fanfare type thing before you give a tally or tote or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, like Jerry.
Yeah, well, when Roger comes back on Monday, he knows where all those cards are.
Trumpet, fanfare, and all that.
Yeah.
You know, make the audience feel a little better, too.
Or not, as the case may be, yeah.
I ran into Ichabod Schwartz the other day.
How did it come out?
He's got connections in this town.
Yeah, I bet he does.
But I think they should take a lesson from the Russians. Oh, wait a minute. There they go now.
They're coming to get you, sir.
There we go.
The geriatric police are coming to get you now. The geritol police.
No, I think take a lesson from the Russians. Just bulldoze all the condos. Don't let the disease spread, you know?
Oh, that is starting next week, by the way. A week from Wednesday, they're going to start bulldozing every condo in South Florida. I don't want to scare anybody.
Don't want that disease to spread around.
Yeah.
Geraldo did his 88 update show today.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed excerpts from the one with the big chair incident.
Oh, yeah.
And he said there's been a lot of indictments since his show was on, and he said, I only have but one nose to give to my country.
You know, I read a big article about that the other day. The whole thing was contrived. The whole thing was set up. It was a fake. And the broken nose was only by accident, but he milked it for everything he could get out of it.
Well, you know what they say, what goes around comes around.
That's what they say.
Hey, Bird?
Yes, sir.
I think you don't listen to what anybody says. You're not a butt-licking lame duck. And you're not Ed McMahon. You're better than Arthur Treacher.
Boy, now there's a statement. Well, you got to consider the source.
Although Arthur's fish and chips were a hell of a lot better than the Birds, you got to admit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you guys, you're all doing a great job, and I love your show.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Neil.
Bye.
Frantic Friday.
Okay.
All right.
1244 at WIOD. I don't like this cozy, man. This drives me nuts.
Why did you put it on?
I don't know, because usually I like a little windscreen on a mic, but this is too big.
You don't need it. This
is like a Jeff Stryker cozy.
Good heavens.
Yeah. I'm going to take it off.
Yeah,
I don't like it at all. Ooh, excuse me.
You don't need these. Not
kind of like a
voices.
horrendous, gigantic, round prophylactic. Palm Beach, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? How you doing, Noodles?
Don't call me Noodles, sir. That's a shot.
Yeah. Is that a shot?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
As they say at Glove, sir, that was a low blow.
It's a good time for the
great taste.
Yeah. That Noodles, man. He slays me.
Yeah.
I've got a friend in the office that is moving back to Boston, and the best part about it is he's taking his scumbag, mung brain, French Canadian relatives with him, and they're all terminal.
All right. Excellent. Take a few extras, too.
Yeah.
But listen.
Because I'm sure they're all related, you know, either directly or indirectly, so take a few extras back for us, pal.
Yeah, I'd like to just tell Dave, listen, you know, have a good time, and you're a real douchebag. Hey, how about those, the El Cheapo Breakfast Club? Did you read about that in the paper?
No.
Each of them, okay, there's 5 couples that won the lottery, okay, and they're all over 100. And they've been eating at this restaurant for the last
Oh, yeah, the 99-cent breakfast.
99-cent breakfast, right? So
Yeah.
they go in, they have a $10 tab every morning, but this time, these are big spenders, Neil. Left a $12 tip on a $10 tab. Huh?
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Holy Toledo.
Can you believe it?
That probably
So,
makes up for the dime that they've been leaving every other time.
Right, exactly. So as far as that donation to the Camillus House, you might as well...
Yeah, I'm waiting for the donation from those 5 couples that won the $28 million. Wouldn't that be nice, okay?
That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
wouldn't it be nice to see like a $100,000 check or a $50,000 check, or even a grand come from those people? I mean, I realize they're only getting about $1.5 million a year. I mean, I know that's a paltry sum, and divided by 5, that's only $300,000 a couple. You know, so
it's tough.
It would be tough, but maybe they can squeeze their way through. Okay, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, really.
Don't hold your breath.
They're all scumbags as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's why that's another reason the lottery is a major ripoff. Not only do you have a chance in hell of winning it, but the people who are winning it are either over the age of 100, are these crotchety, miserable rednecks who, brown bag it. That's why a lot of the rednecks win up at, Choppy and Two Egg, because they hang out at the convenience store, man.
That's it.
So they're there buying lottery tickets all day in between brown bag lunches and pickled eggs.
That's it. You're exactly right. And they're all scumbags.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, Neil?
Yeah.
Good day.
Okay. As they say in China. Good day. Okay, 12:47. See, Paul Harvey may not be on this station anymore, and you notice the complaints are just pouring in. I don't think they're getting any more calls about that at all, are they? No.
No.
Yeah, most of those people died already. Most of the ones who used to say, good day. But at least in the noon hour, we keep his memory alive,
Absolutely.
okay? And listen, today would be a great day to go out and, everybody's in the malls. Get some fresh air. Get out in the wide open spaces and stop by at Toyota of Hollywood. And I do mean wide open spaces because they have acres and acres and acres of quality.
I was driving down I-95 the other night. Somebody nearly cut me right off the road. I decided it wasn't going to do any good to get mad, so I wrote a song about him instead. It goes like this. Were you born an asshole, or did you work it your whole life? Either way, it worked out fine, 'cause you're an asshole tonight. Yes, you're an A-S-S-H-O-L-E, and don't you try to blame it on me. You deserve all the credit. You're an asshole tonight. You were an asshole yesterday. You're an asshole tonight. I've got a feeling you'll be an asshole the rest of your life. Talking to your mother just the other night. I told her I thought you were an asshole. She said, yes, I think you're right. And all your friends are assholes, 'cause you've known them your whole life. And somebody told me you've got an asshole for a wife. Were you born an asshole, or did you work it your whole life? Either way, it worked out fine, 'cause you're an ass.
It's a good time for the great taste.
hole tonight.
So you like that.
That noodles.
Yeah, isn't they something? You like that because you feel if the noodles fits, wear it or something like that.
That's it.
Anyway, 1254 at WIOD. Want to dedicate that to all the old prunes, all those miserable, nasty, subhuman old farts in South Florida, and especially the ones in that complex up there in Margate.
Oh, good.
That Steve was talking about yesterday. I can't remember the name of it, but it'll come back to us. Another Port St. Lucie call. Hello.
Hi, Neil and Glenn. How you doing?
Okay.
First-time caller. I enjoy the show.
I'll be damned.
Listen, I heard the show on Wednesday about the possibility of Alan coming in.
Yeah.
Glenn didn't like that. But, Glenn, I got an idea for you. If he brings Alan in, you should see if Jack...
I can barely hear you.
Pardon?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying if you bring Alan in, Neil, Glenn should see if Jack from Miami Beach, who calls Sandy up, can come in and counterbalance.
Excellent suggestion, sir.
Oh,
excellent.
I can see Glenn's point pretty much, too.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Jack can sit on his lap, and I'll let Alan sit on my lap. How's that?
I do have an investment tip for you, Neil.
Okay.
We do not have any century villages up here in Stewart and Port St. Lucie. You may want to consider securing the territorial rights.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking to the people at Winmore.
Are you?
See if we can, not to build another one, just ship the ones who are here already up to you guys.
I think we just ship them further north and relocate them in Yeehaw Junction.
No, I think, you know where would be a perfect place?
Where?
St. Augustine. The oldest city. Isn't that the oldest city in America?
It is in America.
Yeah, in North America, I think.
And they can search for the Fountain of Youth.
Exactly. Yes. Fantastic. We'll even bring Ponce de Leon back to help him out.
Great. Hey, one more thing. Do you know of any stores? I have some friends that are bald and have male pattern baldness. Do you know of any stores down there that sell those hats that Rick Shaw wears?
Yeah. And I think Paul Schaefer is opening up a shop just for that, so we'll check it out for him.
Okay, well, I like those hats Rick wears, and I want to get them.
Okay. Yeah, they're good for frying eggs under, too.
Right,
okay, see you later.
Following up here, Neil. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Well, we're big in Port St. Lucie, man.
He was so funny.
We are a monster. We're kind of like the Larry Kent of Port St. Lucie.
God, pretty strong
A giant
statement.
in our own times. Pompano, hello.
I think you're going to like this call because it's going to be short and sweet.
And right to the point.
As opposed to long and wet. I have an April Worthing fetish.
Really?
You too?
When she says WIOD...
Well, wait a minute. Why don't you get her name right? What did you say, April what?
Is it Worthing?
Wortham.
No,
it's Craig. You say you have a Craig Wortham fetish?
No, April. When she says WIOD, depend on it.
Yeah.
I really do depend on it.
Do you? I bet you do.
It makes me feel good.
Talk about a guy that's got a rich, full life.
Listen, yeah, it is the highlight of my day, so that tells you a little
Could
bit
be
about
worse.
my life.
You could be fawning all over Ross.
Listen, I was a former terminally chronic caller. I went to the Neil Rogers School for the terminally chronic, and I haven't called in 5 weeks.
You got decloned,
so I think I'm doing
right?
pretty
Excellent.
well.
That's fantastic.
That's impressive.
Okay, and this is going to be short and sweet, like I said.
Okay.
Nice talking to you.
Good day. That was good, wasn't it?
Sure was.
So little April there is developing her own gigantic following out there, a little April Wortham fan club.
And, yeah, I understand.
Now, wouldn't it be kind of cute? I don't want to spoil her news image, because you know how news people are. But wouldn't it be something if we had her put on some real, wet lipstick, and then we could take, a little card. They could make personalized little cards with a picture, and she could, imprint, a lip print
something to
on
think
the thing
about.
and send it out and say, may the good news be yours, something original like that.
Now, I'm still, to this day, not allowed...
Isn't that what Lee Fowler says? May the good news be yours?
I'm still not allowed to go in and tickle her and...
Absolutely not.
Hug her.
I told her if you get anywhere near her to smash you in the mouth, okay? I have seen the way you operate. In fact, I remember that night at the Melting Pot down in Kendall with Sally. I wonder how come we haven't heard from Sally, by the way. God almighty. It's
she's
been
missing from our lives.
Sally is missing, and it's just like she disappeared, and of course we know why she, isn't around, but... why the hell haven't we heard from her?
I know. I haven't heard from her either.
Sally, because she listens, believe me.
Absolutely.
And if she's not listening, the word will get back to her.
Well, she has my home phone number, as is probably pretty evident.
I think she's got mine, too.
It's
I'm
probably
pretty sure.
Pretty evident by that night.
But,
Yeah, she does have my home phone number.
I am telling you, seldom in a restaurant, this wasn't in some kind of, romantic setting, like in some kind of a singles bar where people are getting cozy at the bar. This was a restaurant.
Stan Major almost lost it. He couldn't believe it.
This man put on a display with her that I got to be honest with you, Dr. Ruth was on her way in to see if she could get you two apart.
Well, I had a good time.
I'll bet you did, yeah. I mean, there were, body parts hanging all over the table. In fact, I noticed that fondue, there was something went through there real quick. I'm not sure what it was. But God Almighty, that was a really, and that was so typical, man. This guy just any excuse to start fondling and grabbing any voluptuous young lady, and even not so voluptuous. I mean, if it's alive, man, it's got.
Well, that's not true. I have my taste. I have my things I like.
Yeah, if it looks like Phoebe Cates in drag, man, look out. All right, we got one open line for that last hour, which of course is always the big one. Our big 1 to 2 hour. Well, if we're in Erie, I have never been able to figure out what that means. The big 9 to 10 hour. What does that mean? What does that mean? They're always saying, stay tuned for the big 9. Like, why is that the big hour? Why is that any bigger than like 6 to 7 or 8? I don't understand it. Maybe Mike can explain it on Monday. Anyway, it sounds good. Palm Beach is open, 655 WIOD. If you're calling from Jupiter or Port St. Lucie or Uranus, St. Augustine. April, the very self-same set, is standing by with the news, and we'll come back for our final hour at 1:05. New York City sucks, it says here. That's a lot of crap.
We were talking about visiting.
No, the old cliche, it's a nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there. I agree with it. I agree. And when I say I'm from New York, I always make sure people know it's upstate New York, because the city and upstate New York are totally different.
Oh, no, to visit, it's
But as far as being a tourist, no, you don't want to go to upstate New York and see the mountains. I mean, that's about as boring. You can see that on a postcard. But you've been there many times. Well, if it sucks so bad, why have you been there many times? Why did you go back? Did somebody force you?
Here comes the response.
Okay, here it comes on a screen.
Slowly.
I lived there.
Oh, well, I guess that's an excuse.
Well, no, wait a minute. But, you know, in a way, this is good, because at least he's saying he lived there and it sucks. He's got an excuse for leaving. Unlike a lot of the New Yorkers who are down here who keep complaining it was so great there and how it sucks here.
Yeah.
Okay? And you say to them, well, if it was so great there, how come you left it? Okay? And I do agree, to live there, I wouldn't want to live there for all the money in the world. I've been approached twice by WABC under their former ownership.
I know.
When they weren't as Neanderthal as they are now. And quite frankly, I have very mixed emotions about working in New York, because I wouldn't want to live there. And I sure wouldn't want to live in Jersey.
No.
I almost accepted a job one time in Trenton many, many years ago.
Oh, boy.
And I drove up there, and I drove around the city, and I looked around, and I put my nose clip on. And oh, God, what a horrible place. And I never even went. I went and I met the manager and the people in the station, and I was just on the verge. I was going to be the program director of that station, and I just drove out of town. I never went back.
Good thing. Trust your instincts.
Stinks is the word, yeah.
But I love visiting up there.
New York, to visit New York is exciting. I don't care what anybody, even Nick.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It is exciting, and if you've never been there, it's like a little child in a candy store. I mean, you just go nuts.
But by Friday, I was ready to go home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, after a few days, after a couple of days.
Yeah.
Now, see, a weekend would be nice.
I used to spend 5 days there, something like that.
When I lived in Boston, and I had my first car, I had a little 1960 Corvair. And a couple of friends of mine would get in the car, and we would head to New York, which from Boston's not a long drive. It's a couple hundred miles. And almost every weekend we would wind up in New York. And that was that's in 1961, almost 30 years ago. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't any crime, but it isn't like it is today. It was those days you could walk the streets at 2, 3 in the morning, and there'd be so many people out, you'd feel safe. You didn't have to, keep your hand on your wallet and keep looking around you.
Not that way
And anymore. It was just tremendous. It was an incredible experience. Boy, this is like a little bit of nostalgia. Boring, ain't it? Okay, let's go to this mobile. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yep.
No, I called you the other day, and I told whoever answered the phone I was on a mobile phone, and he said, yeah, honk your horn for me. Prove it. But, I had to honk my horn. Everyone got upset in traffic. Today I called, and I never had a chance to tell him I was on a mobile phone, so I called back, and he got mad at me for calling back. He said, you already called, and I already knew you were on a mobile phone. I don't know how he knew.
Yeah, he knows.
He was, yelling and,
Don't go analyzing the job in there. He knows everything, okay?
Yeah, it was amazing.
The nose knows.
Yeah. Anyway, I forgot why I called. Oh, yeah.
Why the hell did you call, sir?
I called because I have some very serious problems. And I was
That's pretty obvious, yeah.
No, I really do. Listen, what is the story with this envelope? You're going to mail us a tape, or we should send you a tape?
Oh.
Or we send you a self-addressed envelope and then mail us what? What's going on? Why? How does that work?
It's 112 at WIOD.
Like we were talking today, how people didn't do it right when they sent in
their... See, I'm not going to even begin with him to try to explain it seriously, okay?
Not to him.
Well, I will to the audience, but to the caller, he kind of disappeared for some strange reason. But after we do the break, I will come back and explain it, as Dan Quayle would say, our vice president-elect.
And it's so complicated.
I will explain it to you, okay? It's very simple. Even a moron can do it, okay, sir? Mm-hmm. Don't take it personally, but even an idiot can do it. But first I want to tell you about Neutrum Line, 115 at WIOD. Just try to control yourself now. Steve is still emotional about yesterday's show. That was that Alan Becker, man, and I thought he was a pretty good guy. Thank God Larry Smith is in Congress and not him.
Becker was on.
Well, that's what Sharon told me. Yeah, but you know that Ebenezer Scrooge routine that doesn't sell with me. Why does Cheryl look like she just swallowed an ostrich? Could you?
It turns out in these particular condo documents of the Viewpoint condo in Margate.
Wait a minute. Flores is bringing their food for Cheryl, Becky, and Sandy, and it's not here yet. What have you been doing? Waiting about 2 hours? 1 hour. Now listen, Carmine, I realize I'm on a diet, and I appreciate very much all you've done for me, but our other folks are starving here, man. It looked like Cheryl looks like she's going to pass out. Mm-hmm. She's going to fade away. She's on that Karen Carpenter program anyway.
See you again.
But so if Carmine will hurry up and get their butt in gear, okay, is what the message says, okay?
She looked desperate.
And far be it for me to, harass our friends at Flores because they've been so kind to us, but, these other people get pushy. What?
By the way, Joe is sending down duck, speaking about...
From Taft Street Road.
Yes, today.
Great.
Today, crispy duck.
Well, you know what they say, you can't pass up a duck, especially a butt-licking duck.
Have you ever had a Taft Street duck? Their duck is...
No, I can't say that I've had a Taft Street duck.
Unbelievable.
I'm not into duck. I'm not into duck.
You're not into...
No.
Crispy...
Maybe a little goose every now and then, but not a duck.
Make your mouth water. Anyway, getting back to the show yesterday, it turns out in the Viewpoint condos bylaws, they permit a child, to stay if all the board of directors has to do is say that it's a worthy exception, and so that's what turned the attorney around. Now he was on our side.
Oh, really?
And anybody...
Whatever is expedient at the moment, right,
If
Alan?
you want to give out the number of the condo again and have them call and ask for Augie. Do you have the number there? Nick will put it up on the board. We're going to give that out throughout the day. The Viewpoint
Nick just,
condo
had a
in
look
Margate.
On his face like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well,
he's got it.
He'll put it up. He's
all
got
right.
it all. He's on the ball.
Although he hates New York,
Yeah.
What does he know? You ever been to New York?
He lived in New York.
There.
He said he's been there many times.
He hates it.
He lived there.
Ridiculous. Greatest place in the world.
It's a tremendous place to visit.
The center of the universe. New York City.
It is, absolutely. And I'll say it again. If there are people out there, there are two places where you must go while you're still alive. And, of course, for some of you, that means you better go this weekend.
Better go quick.
Yeah, especially in this town, okay? One of them is New York, and the other place is Hawaii. Have you ever been to Hawaii?
No, really?
Trust me. You ought to get Sonny to take you and Lori along with him. Sonny's getting to go to Hawaii.
To Hawaii? Oh.
Because of the basketball game or something out there.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. He's going next week. Hawaii
maybe
is paradise. Hawaii is truly paradise, I'm telling you. Living and breathing people and fun, and the climate is perfect, and there are always those trade winds blowing, so it's not humid and oppressive, even though it's like 86, 87 all the time. It's tremendous.
Sounds wonderful.
It is. And they have like all those fresh fruits out there and stuff. Okay, you're not impressed.
Hey, no, I am.
It is great.
I prefer Europe. You've never been to Europe. I've been trying to get you
this
to go
summer.
to Europe.
Next summer I'm going to Europe.
London.
No.
You will love London. You should stop at London.
No, I've already seen enough queens in my life. So anyway, Steve has open phones today, and he's going to be talking about crotch watchers again, so look out. Those little old ladies are getting their binoculars out right now as we speak. Okay, we have an open line and date. If you move very, very quickly now, 751-9463. That is 751-WIOD. Boca, hello. Boca? Be gone. Yeah. Miami, hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Am I on?
Yeah, did I catch you off guard there, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, did you... Oh,
That's okay.
This is in the building.
Don't be sorry. What do you mean it's in the building?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on hold. I thought my call went through.
What do you mean it's in the building?
Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought someone else picked up the other end of the line.
That's okay. You sound awful confused now.
Yeah,
I have a good reason to be.
Are you calling me or Nick?
I'm calling you, but I've been waiting so long I wasn't sure.
Well, that's one of those things, you know.
I just got back from Miami Beach where I was severely traumatized by a purple hair, and if
now
I don't
know why you
this,
sound so confused.
And if I don't unload this, I'm going to go nuts. I'm still shaking. I'm going down Broad Causeway. It's like a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. I have the green light, and I see a fluorescent orange hair on the top of a little old lady come out between the cars.
Oh, wait a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Here is the Gold Coast property management number for those who are distressed about the plight of that 9-year-old little girl. 741-4666. That's a Broward number. That's in Margate. 741-4666. 4666. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, so anyway, a jaywalking purple hair walks out in front of me, and I was going to go around, but I looked in my rearview mirror, and there's a big Cadillac following me. I figure if I do that, the Cadillac's going to hit her. So I stop as quickly as I can and miss her by about a foot, and guess what happens?
You got hit.
I get rear-ended by the Cadillac.
Unbelievable.
So I stopped about, I would say, 10 inches from this lady, and she's shuffling, about 4 inches a step. She decides that in the middle of the intersection, after causing an accident that she's completely oblivious to pause and light a cigarette.
No, sir, wait, sir, can I straighten you out?
Yeah.
Can I explain something to you?
Yeah.
You don't understand that there's a thing on the beach. It's like an unwritten code. She was probably one of the kamikaze pedestrians. No, seriously, on Collins Avenue, it's very big. You must be over the age of 80, and what you do is you wait until the don't walk light starts flashing, and you then step out into the middle of the road, and you dare the motorist to hit you, hoping and praying that somebody will. Okay? Those are the kamikaze pedestrians on the beach.
There's more. After she got done lighting her cigarette, she threw the match, which was still lit, on the hood of my car.
Well, that should tell you something.
I'm completely emotionally drained.
Now do you realize that you should have just gone ahead?
Well...
And let nature take its course?
I thought these blue hair horror stories were funny, but I don't anymore.
They're not.
They're not.
There's a horror story in every corner of this godforsaken town, sir.
Well, you've turned it into a public service program, because this has just eased a huge weight off my shoulders.
I'll bet it has.
I've never had sweaty palms in my life today.
Don't make that mistake again, sir.
Okay.
Just
Thanks, Neil.
remember where that accelerator is.
And I like your show. You're doing a great job, and as far as Zeta is concerned, they used to be on my first button. But now I just went ahead and changed all the buttons over to your station.
Excellent.
Because the stupidity of them is ridiculous. For them to say that they can't carry the listeners after you go off the air is not your fault.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they look at the person that follows you?
All I got to do, well, not just the person, but look at the music, that's all.
Oh, God. And now, I hate to tell you, this Colonel guy, I hated him when he was on the other station. He has the most ridiculous laugh. And now they've thrown him in with the rest of the circus, and it's just too much. I can't handle it.
Well, you know what they say, sir? What goeth around comes around.
Yeah, every once in a while that happens, and that's the only way that normal people like us can keep going from moment to moment, like Geraldo and things like that. It made my week, probably my life.
Okay, good luck to you, pal.
Thanks, Neil.
Bye. 123 at WIOD. Now, Nick is writing a note, says the secretary at Gold Coast Properties is very bitchy. I heard that yesterday. People were calling in. She was getting hysterical and screaming at him and threatening Steve.
Good.
And it says, ask for Mickey. 741-4666. Also, on those cassette tapes, which we're putting some of our bits and whatever on, which are, again, for private enjoyment, not for any other use than that, including commercial use, not for any other stations to steal our bits. But if you want one of those tapes, and we're putting them together this weekend, just send us a 90-minute cassette, along with, hopefully, a stamped self-addressed envelope, and a donation to Camillus House for $20 or more. That's it. Pretty simple, isn't it?
Three things.
You get three things: the cassette, the check, $20 or more to Camillus House, and hopefully a stamped self-addressed envelope.
And
mail it to Camillus House, care of Neil Rogers, WIOD, Miami 33141. It's Neil Rogers, WIOD, Miami 33141. Very simple. Even a mung brain could do it. Okay. Even a simpleton. I'm not talking about the guy who called in the car before, am I? Maybe. Okay, it's 24 past 1. Speaking of cars, if you're in the market...
Radio 610, WIOD.
It's 128 at WIOD. The thing that I like best about the way Nick puts these things on the screen is that he gives you a little play-by-play on each caller. And the one on this one is really... Now, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just find out what the story is. Barry.
How you doing, Neil?
Barry is mobile.
And Barry is mobile. Neil, how are you today?
Okay.
I know you're on a diet.
How are you, Barry?
I'm real good. Good talking to you again.
Great.
I know you're on a diet, but in January, in the middle of January sometime...
Wait a minute. Now, this is Barry that called Steve a couple of days ago.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
About?
This is Barry from Florida Limousine.
Florida Limousine guy.
Well, I don't know that.
Remember
but this is Barry that was talking about Al.
For Camillus House?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that Barry.
Right.
Okay.
Barry.
I guess.
Okay, but I want to tell you, in the middle of January, we're going to bring you down a low-calorie pizza. Believe it or not, Mario the baker from Miami is opening a store, Pizza Light in Boca, in the middle of January.
called Pizza Light, and it's a low-calorie pizza, and you and Glenn are going to get the first one around the middle of January.
Well, I bet you Linda will just love that at Nutrisystem.
I know you're on a diet, and you'll love it.
Okay.
So we're sending it on down to you in the middle of January. I hope you guys have a great holiday. And, Neil, do you think we can get one of those tapes for the cocktail party we threw for Camillus House?
I'm sure you can, Barry.
I'll send it down to you.
Okay.
Have a good holiday.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, see, he didn't complain about anything. Of course, that's because we kept it short. Okay, 129 at WIOD. We have an open line in Boca at 278-9463. I'm getting a headache from this cigar. You know, it's getting ponderous.
Yeah.
If Alan is still listening. I'm sure he's not. I'm talking about Alan Finkelson, not Alan, your friend. Boca, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The show yesterday reminded me, you know what the only difference is between a dead condo attorney lying in the street and a dead dog lying in the street?
I'm listening.
The skid marks before the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to tell you, I listen to Lee almost every day because sometimes I can't handle Steve. He's just too ponderous. And I'm telling you,
probably you're hard of hearing, too, so you like Lee because you can hear every word, even without a radio.
It's like listening to your show, Neil. I mean, everything from ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, but don't ever call this station again. I mean, you name it, he's stolen it.
You mean Lee?
Lee.
Yeah. Lee ought to be, he ought to be under investigation for stealing more material than any other host in the history. Even Lassiter, I don't think, has gone as far as Lee, as blatant.
And yesterday topped the cake with Steve's favorite guest on, talking about motorcycles and wearing helmets and who's got the right to wear.
Oh, God, he had Mr. X on. I still can't get over that. I mean, you talk about a incestuous relationship. I just can't get over that.
Well, sometimes you need to put your finger down your throat when you listen to Lee, but yesterday you didn't have to. You just puked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, in fact, it was like the Karen Carpenter diet made easy.
10-4.
Okay,
Thanks,
adios.
Neil.
Good day. 131 at WIOD. I still can't get over that. I had almost forgotten it.
What?
The fact that Lee had Mr. X on.
Yeah.
Part of that little triumvirate of incestuous douchebags.
Understandable that you would forget that.
And, you know, the thing I really can't understand, remember yesterday we got that $500 check for Camillus House from Norman Kent?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Norman is like a liberal guy. I mean, he's about as liberal as you can get. Right?
Sure.
Now, where does he fit in with Mr. X and Lee Fowler?
Balance,
you know?
maybe?
No, I don't understand that at all. I mean, Steve, I can understand, because Steve, you know, is oblivious. I mean, he just ignores the philosophy of, I mean, when Hermann Goering comes over for lunch, and, hey, you know, he's not a bad guy. He just ignores that stuff. But Norman Kent and Mr. X and Lee Fowler, that is a strange group, man.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
It really
Especially
is.
Mr. X and Norman Kent.
And their
that is really incredible.
And are they involved in the male bonding, those two? I think they are. Shocking. Isn't it?
Oh, God. Now, I haven't seen Mr. X's check yet. Have you? I mean, I keep hearing about how he's got all this money. He's loaded. He's got millions. I haven't seen his check for Camillus House yet. We're still waiting. With bated breath. And, of course, I'm sure he wouldn't give it to us, but, you know, if he would deliver it to Steve, and then Steve could pass the information along to us, we'd be more than delighted to give credit where credit is due, but I just haven't seen it yet. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled. And right now, I'd like to tell you about a tremendous place called La Tavernetta in Tamarack, and they are doing it up big again on New Year's Eve. They're having a fantastic champagne supper, and for just $40, you can have a tremendous time on New Year's Eve at La Tavernetta starting at 9 p.m., and they're going to be serving a choice of 10 spectacular dishes, including chicken federico, shrimp livernaise, and flounder franchise, and lots more. And they give you so much food there, by the time you leave, you'll be just doing cartwheels in their parking lot, okay? And if you're not one of those folks who likes to go out and brave it real late on New Year's Eve, there will be an early seating as well. And don't forget, they're also going to be serving their traditional Italian Christmas Eve dinner next Saturday night. So be sure to call now for reservations, because La Tavernetta is a small, intimate, fantastic restaurant, and we don't want you to be shut out. Here's a number to call, 722-1831. 722-1831. You'll find them on McNabb Road, just east of Pine Island in Tamarack. They've been doing a super job there for over 10 years now. Don't forget, great way to celebrate the holidays this year at La Tavernetta.
Good afternoon. I'm April Wortham with your 1:34 update from the WIOD News Center. These are some of the stories we're following for you at this hour. 3 officers of the defunct Truck Savings Bank in Hialeah are in custody today. The Federal Reserve Board has approved the acquisition of South Florida Savings in Miami by the Southeast Banking Corporation. And the Governor's Drug Policy Task Force is hearing more suggestions today on how to stem the tide of illegal drugs in the state of Florida. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 5.93 at this hour. Details on these and other stories coming up at 2 on WIOD News Talk Radio 610.
'Twas days before Christmas, and through snow, sleet, and hail, everyone used express mail service and priority mail. £2 priority mail left smiles on their faces. $2.40 and 2 days between major markets, and just 3 days in all other places. With express mail service, everything worked out right. £2 for $12 delivered overnight. So go to your post office and send gifts off right. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Sponsored by your Postal Service. Yesterday we talked about picking out a fresh Christmas tree. Today I want to give you some hints for keeping the tree that way. First, you can get an anti-transparent from your nursery dealer. This is sprayed on the foliage and slows the loss of moisture into the air. Then you want to have a large capacity tree stand because the average tree requires about a quart of preservative or water per day. You ought to check the stand every day and replenish what the tree has slurped up. If you'd like to have my famous do-it-yourself Super Handyman's tree preservative formula, here it is. Get some horticultural iron powder from the nursery store and get a bottle of K-Row crystal clear corn syrup from the supermarket. And while you're there, get a bottle of laundry bleach. Into a gallon of hot water, you add 4 tablespoons of the iron powder, 4 teaspoons of the bleach, and 2 cups of the corn syrup. Mix and pour this into the tree stand and check it every day, and as needed, add hot water. This keeps your tree fresh and makes it less likely to be a fire hazard. I'm Al Carroll, the Super Handyman.
Brought to you by Home Depot, America's do-it-yourself warehouse.
You can search, but there's only...
I never called on radio before, but nevertheless.
No, they have turned us down, trust me. In fact, I've been wondering all day. I feel like my voice is a little strained.
Do you?
Yeah, because they've turned this thing down. Somebody has turned our thing down, okay? So whoever turned it down, please turn it back up. It's too low. I like it like where you can hear it.
Booming.
No, not booming, but like resonating.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a duck report on 6. Hello.
Yes, Neil. Good
Yes,
afternoon. Got a duck report here. It says here, I was reading the paper, it says, duckies to race for charity. Want to know if the duck was familiar with this.
Duckies?
Duckies to race for charity.
Is that what the headline actually says?
That's what it exactly says in the Sun Sentinel.
Duckies.
Yeah, probably some quack wrote that.
More than 3,000 rubber ducks wearing goggles, and I wondered if the I wanted to know if the duck was going to be there. And
well, I don't know if he's planning on being there, but he did have some strange-looking goggles on when he came in this morning, so that should give you a little tip-off.
That could be it. It's supposed to be on the New River tomorrow at noon for charity.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, there's a chance for you. Make it big. You and Noodles can be there.
Right.
Okay.
I just thought I'd jump in there and say that, and don't get no agita, Neil.
Okay.
All right.
Good day.
Good day.
1:38, 22 till 2. Steve has open phones today. And the only disappointment I have, first of all, we only had one lady caller today, I think, all day, right? And that was the lady from the church. We have had no women again today.
Incredible.
None.
We had a bunch yesterday.
Not few. Yeah, we had a whole bunch yesterday, but today the women, this is a bad time for women anyway.
Shopping.
Yeah, they're out there shopping until they just, those credit cards are drained of every ounce of blood in them.
A lot of that going on, no question.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're going nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, we have an open line in 3 of them actually now. This is incredible. And we still have 22 minutes to kill here. In Dade, 751 WIOD. And in Palm Beach, 655-9463. 655 WIOD. Well, I give the numbers for Palm Beach because they're basically they're dumb. Miami, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
A lady.
First-time caller.
It's not a lady.
Oh, it's a young kid?
Yeah, we're all skipping school.
Why?
Why? Because it's the last day of the school year.
Oh, so you're getting like an extra day, right? Getting a head start. Is this what they mean when they talk about the Head Start program?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's international.
That was real cute, wasn't it?
Cute.
Yeah. Flora's order called in an hour and a half ago. They said 5-minute delivery 20 minutes ago, and it still isn't here.
They're upset, and I understand.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do they ordinarily deliver, or do they just do that for us? They do deliver. And it's been an hour and a half? See, now, if we would be having them bring in food all the time, if I weren't on the diet, the food would have been here like by 11:30, quarter to 12.
Yeah.
But that's the breaks, man. When you don't rate, it goes to show you how much weight you pull. So, Carmine, what's going on? Maybe Carmine's at the track today, because I know Carmine would never tolerate that, okay?
No, he's not at the track
And
today.
we definitely don't want to create any bad vibes with Flores, because we love their food, and they're super folks over there, and they have the best, all kinds of good stuff. But Cheryl is having a nervous breakdown. She's about ready to start doing cartwheels in the atrium, okay?
Well, I understand.
So come on, Carmine, cut the nonsense, all right? Let's get with it. Can you believe that? Probably the guy ate it on the way over here, okay? I mean, the delivery guy's got to eat, too. Boca, hello.
Yes. Is this Neil?
Yes.
I have 3 things to say and then a but. The first thing is
I can barely hear you.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
That's so much better, yeah. Helps when you talk in the phone.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I sure can.
All right. I have 3 things to say and then a but. The first thing is I'm enjoying your program.
You have a butt?
With a but.
Okay.
The second thing is you once had occasion to be very kind to my husband and myself, and again, I'm just going to say thank you. And the third thing is that I sent a check of which I can afford to Camillus House. Now, the but is this. And when they show the pictures of the people, of the people eating, they always show young men from between 20 and 50, those that should be out working.
Oh,
instead of the
Here
family.
we go.
No, I'm not criticizing. I'm talking not about you. I'm criticizing. Why don't they show the families eating rather than the young men that could be working?
Yeah.
And should be. I'm not criticizing.
Well, why do you keep saying could be and should be and should be and should be? See, when you don't have a place to live and you don't have any clothing, it's not also easy to get yourself cleaned up and take a shower and shave and get dressed in a presentable way so you can go out and look for a job and have an address. You know, when you go for a job, generally you have to fill out an application and you have to have a phone number and an address. So when you keep saying should be, should be, should be, it's very obvious where you're coming from, and I don't want to talk to you, okay, you old bag? You make me sick. You make me nauseous. I was very kind to her, and I don't know what she's talking about, but it's just the bottom line. There's always got to be a but, okay? So in other words, basically, she would like her money to go to feed the families, but these young people, and of course what you'd understand, that a lot of these families have young children too.
Definitely.
All right, including teenage children, who also could be working under different circumstances. She was all heart, man, that's all I can say. Anyway, it's 1:42, and let's go to Hollywood. Okay, we're right toward the end here. We always get a couple, you know?
Wait a minute, we have a question here.
Yes.
Well, what's the question?
What is the question?
Can I check the Neil?
No, well, if you want, a couple of thousand would be good. Camillus House.
Camillus.
Camillus, okay? Well, isn't this great? Right in the middle of the show, they're just coming in here. As long as they got money for Camillus House, we don't mind the, but don't ever do it.
We can get a tape, right, for this, just $100. How many tapes can we get?
$100?
$100, right.
5 tapes.
5 tapes. All right.
Yeah.
$100.
How am I going to know that, though?
Well, I'll give you 5 tapes, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's it. See, he does understand.
I figured it out. Yeah.
That's good. It does help. We always like when the salespeople listen. It's very good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 1:43, and we got, a whole bunch of open lines now since you came in. I don't know what happened. In Dade, 751 WIOD, and Broward, 524 WIOD. We might just play something about 10 minutes long here and kill the last part of the show. It's unbelievable. It's incredible.
I haven't done it already.
That's okay. We understand. Miami, hello.
Hi, Neil. I got a short story here for you from Lionel Playworld last night. I'm trying to pick out some Christmas presents, and I hear this young kid talking to this little older girl carrying on about how he's a radio superstar, and if she holds on to his coattails, so to speak, he'll make her one also. That he talks to Neil all the time, and that Neil mentions him every day on the radio. And I start laughing and,
Oh, wait a minute. This is at Lionel Playworld?
Yeah.
Couldn't have been STEM, could it?
Oh, he had his little stem on his shirt.
I'll bet he did. Tell him to put it back where it belongs.
It was incredible. I was in the midst of a superstar, and I didn't know what to say.
You didn't know what to say? You should have just laughed out loud.
Well, besides that, and then the girl came over later and said, "Is he serious? Is he really on the radio?" I said, "Yes, AM dial." She says, "Well, what does STEM say?" And I said, "Nothing that I can remember."
No, nothing memorable whatsoever.
No, and I'm working down here in Kendall, and I'm taking down Emac and Bolio's neon sign.
Really? Now, wait a minute. Were they in Town and Country?
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, everybody went out in that place.
Yeah. Now they have new management and the same people that handle Bayside.
It's a good-looking shopping center, but man, you could have a bowling tournament in there with no problem because there are no
nobody,
people.
Yeah, there's nobody in the center.
But Emac and Bolio's made a big mistake. See, they were up there in what is that really? Lauderhill, whatever that is. And we had twice we had 2,000 people there. They sold so much ice cream they almost ran out of it. And but they didn't want to advertise. They were very tight with their bucks, and they just didn't want to do anything to promote it. And they were in that shopping center is in receivership, as a matter of fact. Yeah. It's almost as desperate as the one you were talking about.
Wow.
And they're long gone up there too.
I've got two questions, real quick questions.
Yeah.
If with everybody referring to Bert as Ed McMahon, does that make him Ed Jr.?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then,
wait a minute, Ed McMahon Jr., because if we just say Ed Jr., that could be our friend Ed in Fort Lauderdale, and we don't want to lump him in that category.
That's it. And then the other thing with the topics that Steve's been doing, especially about the crotch watching, that sounds very reminiscent of Stan's wearing your wife's underwear show.
Really?
That he criticized so much.
Well, as a matter of fact, on Monday, Steve's going to do a show about his wife wearing his underwear watching crotches, which is going to be mind-boggling, okay?
He sounded more and more like Stan.
There you go. Don't tell him that.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Good day. 1:45 at WIOD, and here we are, man. I'm telling you, just losing it, aren't we? Here's another check. Thank you very much, Gary. And the money just comes pouring in here, huh? There's another 120, so let me just add that to our total.
Boy.
It's almost like the Jerry Lewis telethon without the cigarettes, huh? 4,359. Monday, we're definitely going way over 15 grand, right? Because I know that all the cheapskates out there, that's it. Knock off the beeper in here, too. Man, these salespeople, they come in and just disrupt the whole goddamn show. You know, it's incredible. But anyway, like I said, over the weekend, I know that everybody will do their homework assignment, including a lot of those old farts, like the ones who won the lottery. Who want to plant that money in the ground with them when they go. Instead of doing that, why not each of those couples should take $1,000. That would be a nice round figure, right? $5,000. Each one of those couples write out a $1,000 check for Camillus House and mail it in over the weekend. And we're not going to send them any tapes because I don't think their pacemakers could take the shock, okay, from the tapes. But that would be a very nice gesture in their parting moments. Let's see, Boca on 5. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Okay.
Hey, Neil, yesterday morning you had a caller who was going through a turnpike booth, and you started talking about the problems you had when you got off the turnpike on Sunrise Boulevard.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, did you recently start taking the turnpike in the afternoon on the way home?
I always take it.
The reason I ask is I drive a truck, and I go through that area every day, and the last 2 days I've seen you. Yesterday I waved at you, but I think you were so caught up in Steve's show that you were kind of oblivious to
I was
on.
listening to that Alan Becker, and I was swearing at the radio.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that. Listen, I just want to give you some advice when you go through that area. Yesterday I noticed you got up in back of a gravel truck, and that's too nice of a car you drive to get in back of those dudes.
Let me tell you the big mistake I made, okay? Don't get in the lane where the blonde girl is, because she has no interest in giving you the tickets.
This is at Sunrise.
Or wait a minute, I'm thinking of the one where you get off. I'm talking about where you get on, okay?
Oh, okay.
In other words, where the Golden Glades is and you get on the turnpike.
Yeah.
And all she's doing is just handing you out the ticket, okay?
Yeah.
But she has no interest in that. She's got a girl on the other side. In each booth, when they're both open, there's, somebody on one side, somebody on the other. This blonde girl, she's not interested in doing a job. She is a yenta, and all she wants, and she's having a personal conversation, and she's like on an angle, and she's basically facing the other girl, paying no attention to the cars. So, like, grudgingly, as an afterthought, she will give you the ticket if you stare at her long enough, but somebody ought to just give her, what for. I mean, she's out of her mind.
Yeah. Well, I usually don't have problems. The only problems I have when I'm getting off, especially when I'm getting off the turnpike, are these people who get up in front of you, and they pay, and then they go through this long spiel with the girl on.
Oh, yeah, where they want to have a little chat. Yeah, just like at the checkout in the supermarket where they want to have a little chat. I know.
I have no idea what they talk about. I've never been able to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know. What would you say about...
I can't think of what to say to a toll booth collector.
Most of them, I think, ask for directions someplace that would take about a half hour to get.
Tell them to get a map, Get a map.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a pretty car you're driving. I just want to warn you to stay away from them gravel trucks, because if I go down through, especially around State Road 84 area, they will bomb your car bad, and I imagine the hood of a Corvette. It would do a number on it.
That would be worse than even spitting on my car, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, Neil, bye.
1:49 at WIOD. Flores is here, which ought to pacify these maniacs out here in the office who are just, they're in heat. They really are. They're just going nuts. And I think we'll take our last break here, none too soon. We'll come right back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. This here is the king. I know I haven't been around much for a while, but I want y'all to know that up here in rock and roll heaven, I'll be thinking of you this Christmas. I'd like to give y'all a special Christmas message. A message of peace. Like, how about a little piece of that pie going by? Thank you very much. Like I was saying, Christmas is a time of hope, a time of joy, a time for loving. And I sure would love a big slice of that feature you got there. Okay, what we watch? No, what is that? Oh yeah, Christmas. Now Christmas to me means family. And family means friends. And friends means getting together. And getting together means eating. Oh, pass me that drumstick, would you please? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And I just want to say to you right now, you know, I may be a big star, maybe too big. But ain't nobody so big you can't reach out a helping hand. Would you hand me a helping of those mashed potatoes over there, would you please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, like I was saying, ain't nobody so big you can't stoop to help a friend in need over the holiday season. Now, speaking of season, you want to pass me that salt sugar when you get the chance? Thank you. Yeah, just unscrew the cover. That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this Christmas, why don't y'all take a tip from old Elvis? No, leave those steak tips right where they are. You know what I mean? No, I appreciate it. Thank you. I want you to remember, we're all part of God's great big family. And you know God made man unto his own image. And look in the mirror, I'd have to say God must be a big, big son of a gun. You know what I mean? I think you do. But I especially want y'all to remember this one last thing. When you're all at home this Christmas, stringing that popcorn up on the tree, save a big, big bowl for the king. Extra butter, know what I mean? I think you do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, we just had some exciting news. Steve tells me that they're right on the verge of cementing,
so to speak,
Jeff Stryker, so to speak. And that the end of January looks like the big day. Now, one thing you didn't realize, among his many talents, and we do have the awesome Jeff Stryker ad here, which is incredible. They're selling some paraphernalia, which we'll talk about at a future date. But he's also a tremendous talent. Don't you like the way that bloop is on there at the beginning? We don't have time for the whole thing, but just a little piece.
Feeling good when you know things are going right. I open my mind and I find everything is now coming sight. 'Cause I know who I am. I'll do all I can now. I'm a new man, dreams come true. Bigger than life. I'm on my way to paradise. Feeling good. So fine, I know it's time. Bigger life, set me free. Good as the night, feeling good, feeling so.
So anyways, I said there are a lot of hidden talents there, and we don't want to let the whole cat out of the bag, but that's going to be quite a show. And I may stick around for a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? Till about 6. So anyway, we're almost at the end of the line. None too soon. This last hour this week, not every day, but a couple of days, boy, it's really been peculiar, you know?
Yeah.
All right, now don't forget, you got a lot of work to do over the weekend, and I realize there are a lot of people already busy, like with the Christmas shopping and stuff like that, although you should already have it done, but most people don't. But we would like, as our own little gift to you from the Neil Rogers Show, to send you your very own Boone in the Box, and it's absolutely free. You don't even, we'll even supply the envelopes, okay? Because this company's got so much money, it's about time they start spreading it around. And just send your name and address on a card or a letter to Boone in the Box, care Neil Rogers, WIOD, Miami 33141. And you will see Pat as you have never quite seen him before, thanks to Hustler magazine.
Very festive, very Christmas-like.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it certainly is perfect for the holiday season.
Isn't it?
And then, of course, the other thing, and now do I have to go through that whole thing again about the cassette?
Quickly. It's only 3 steps. Only 3
You think they can handle it?
3 quick, easy, simple steps.
Yeah.
Even I understand this. Now, that should tell you something.
Yeah, that if he can understand it.
Even I could explain
Any
it.
Neanderthal out there ought to be able to follow through.
Exactly.
And this is just another little incentive to get some of you cheapskates to donate money for the Camillus House and the homeless. and that is to make out a check, $20 or more. And a lot of people have been sending more, and that's great. And make it out to Camillus House, and then get us a 90-minute cassette, blank cassette. That's step 2. And then step 3, a stamped self-addressed envelope, which is not mandatory, but it would certainly help. It makes our life a lot easier that way. And just send that to us, and then we'll take your tape and we'll dub all the goodies on there on one side, 45 minutes of bits and stuff and all kinds of wonderful crap, and we'll mail it back to you.
Yeah, and if you enclose an envelope, you should get it quicker. It should expedite things.
Expedite? Whatever you say. Well, it's almost like those old days, almost like a brief newscast.
Yeah.
And just mail it to Neil Rogers, WIOD, Miami. There's that address again, 33141. Okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's going to do it for us. We hope you have a marvelous weekend and a great life, and all those folks up there in that horrible place at Viewpoint. Viewpoint? Is that the name of it?
Is it? That sounds
in
weird.
Margate. Good luck to you, okay? Hope you have a real clear conscience during this holiday season. Compassion and love and brotherhood. And may the bird of paradise do it all over your face, okay? Okay, Steve has open phones next from 2 to 6. Hank with Sports Talk at 6 and Hurricane Basketball tonight. Have a good one. We'll see you Monday morning at 10 here on 610 WIOD.